A record $3.436 million bump from this year's pre-arbitration bonus pool, raising his two-year total to just over $5.5 million under the initiative to direct more money to top younger players.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. Hope the day is going well. We got a great show for you, so sit back, relax. We got you covered. Our guy Paul Moyer joins us for his weekly conversation at 3 o'clock. Get a closer look at this Vikings team with a member of their TV crew. Pete Bercich, their analyst, will join us at 4 p.m. And then El Hombre, Michael Bradley, for his weekly conversation at 5 p.m. So much to look forward to. You guys just sit back. We got you covered. You can text in throughout the show at 866-979-3776. Weigh in on the Seahawks as they get set to take on the Vikings. And, Dave, they're dealing with more injuries in addition to the guys we know about, obviously, that have been injured and on injured reserve. But Mike McDonald talking about a new trio of injuries out here, and we'll talk about the impact. But here's what he had to say about these guys.
Yeah, those guys really don't know what to say. I mean, they're banged up. They got their respective injuries. I would say that IR is part of the equation with those guys. Something we have to decide, and it's really going to be a function of how some of these tests come back and how they progress throughout the rest of the week. We'll see what their availability is for this Sunday, but they probably have to turn a corner to be available this week.
So those three guys he's talking about: Ty Okada, Chaz Surratt, and George Holani.
Yeah, I wonder if Ty Okada, it's because of, like, he's playing so physical and he's just starting to wear down, because there was like 3 times where he ran up in the box and had to take on like a tight end, one time an offensive lineman, and he's smacking guys. I mean, he's not up there like a corner trying to, shove the guy or keep him at arm's length. He is definitely engaging. So that's a bummer, because he's one of those guys that has really, started to develop. And I'd say the same thing about George Holani, because Holani is starting to get a lot of respect and a little bit more carries, more than I thought anyway, because you have, you've got Charbonnet and K9, and they're going to take the majority of the carries. And then Chaz Surratt was just a really good special team player. You remember the punt return? He was the guy that dumped the punter. And, and I know that's not a big deal, dumping a punter, but I mean, it was just like there was so much juice on that play. Everybody went crazy on the sidelines, and that was kind of sprung the block. So, I mean, all these guys are important. They all make plays, and it's just kind of chipping away at you a little bit. And, you look at the Vikings, they've got some injuries as well, but I mean, I don't know. It's just starting to feel a little bit snake bit, and I hope it doesn't catch up with them. This is what we talked about, like with the giveaways. I mean, it's eventually going to catch up to you. It did. And so, but, same thing with the injuries. It's like, okay, I'm hoping that the tide sort of stems here, because, man, it is starting to get a little bit out of control.
Well, is this a Vikings team that you look at, and I was looking through their stats last night, and we fell into this trap with the Titans. All their stats are terrible.
Yeah.
And looking at it, well, they don't do this well, they don't do that well. It's kind of the same for the Vikings. They've really got one category where they excel, and we'll talk to Pete Bercich about that, and he'll put a different spin on it. But their pass defense technically is good. They're top 10. They're number 7 against the pass. Everything else, offense and defense, they're just not good. So You look at that and say, all right, this is a team you should beat. You've got them on your home field. We don't know who's going to be playing quarterback for them, and even if it is their starter's been dreadful this year, J.J. McCarthy. So even with these injuries, in addition to the others with Jaron Reed and Julian Love and Tyrese Knight, Ernest Joe, we don't know who's going to be available. Should they still be able to look at this and go, yeah, you still win this game?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's the only way to look at it, and that's the only way. I mean, if you're talking about from the fan standpoint, I don't know what they're thinking, but I just know that I think Schneider has done a really good job of, finding players, and also, Mike McDonald, because, Mike's the one who coaches them up and gets them ready, but I think John's done a good job of getting depth. So, and getting the right guys that Mike likes. So I think, but eventually, doesn't it stand to reason that they're going to, it's going to affect them at some point?
Yeah.
That's the thing I worry about. But so far, so good. I mean, they've done a really good job. I just hope it doesn't come back to bite them a little bit. And it's just kind of annoying that they're having this many injuries because they do a great job, with the trainers and the doctors and everything. It's just bad luck, really, is what happens in these situations. But all you can do is get the right guys in there, which Schneider has done, and, coach them up, which, McDonald has done. So, yeah, it's just a matter of, and it becomes kind of a war or a battle of attrition at the end of the season when, you start going down the stretch. We're about a little over halfway there, but it's just starting to affect them. But look, you got Julian Love coming back at some point. You got Eric Saubert coming back. I mean, so there's some good news there, too.
But you also have Quandre Diggs coming back.
How about that? Well, I didn't want to mention it because it was later here, but yeah.
Well, nothing
Pretty
finalized
awesome.
yet. So Brady Henderson tweeting that out, that he's told that the Seahawks are working to sign Diggs to their practice squad, which is where they have to go before they can bring him up to the regular roster. But nothing official as of yet. But Quandre was sending out tweets. Bruce Irvin was sending out tweets in support of that. So feels like it's all but done. Yeah. He was tweeting about it.
What's he doing now?
Tweeting.
Hey, I'll take it, man. I like Bruce Irvin. There's no question about it. But, yeah, I mean, that was one of the great Schneider moves, Quandre Diggs, when they brought him in 2019. I mean, he came in here and got 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
I think he came in hurt, actually. And he missed a game, maybe 2. I'll have to go back and look at his game log. But I remember with the Rams, I want to say he got 2 interceptions in that game.
Yeah,
that
3-time Pro Bowler with his team. I mean, 5th-round pick for him. He turned out to be a great player. I don't know where he's at physically. I know he was with the Mike's beloved Titans there for a while. And Bruce Irvin 2 hours ago said, Nino home. Yeah. And then tag the Seahawks there.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he really is he's a great guy, great leader. Guy is tiny, man. He is not a big dude, and he's he was the one guy, like when we went down for those practices, the joint practices last year, he came over and was talking to everybody, and it was everybody from, PR people to coaches to trainers and everything. So it's just a good soul. So it's good to have him back. But, at one point he was a Pro Bowler 3 years in a row for the Seahawks. And then was he the one that got the nasty
injury right before his deal? Yep.
Another thing that happened at that Arizona stadium.
Yeah.
By the way,
House of Horrors.
Whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, that's great. And I think, like I said, I think John's doing a great job of getting guys in here, and we'll see if he gets, coached up by Mike enough to go out and actually contribute. But nice to have him back because you know exactly what you're getting.
If you could have any of these injured players back for this one game, just one of them, who makes the biggest impact? Is it Ernest Jones?
Well, yeah.
Julian Love.
See, I was thinking Julian Love, Jaron Reed. I think Jaron Reed brings so much more to the table than just his playing ability. And, you saw it on the side. I don't know if you guys saw it on TV. On the sidelines against the Rams, he was out, almost out on – well, he was out on the field. He almost went out to, the numbers, and he was screaming and yelling at verse. I mean, he just brings that nastiness that you have to have. But, yeah, I guess I got to go Ernest Jones.
Yeah, that would have been my pick. I mean, it would be nice to have all these guys available. The list is getting longer, so I don't know if there's a wrong answer between Reed or Love or Ernest Jones or even Tyrese Knight. I mean, we'll see who's available. And Mike McDonald was asked about Julian Love and Eric Saubert and whether they're going to be able to return to practice this week.
Yeah, we're still working through Julian's situation, and same thing with Eric. So. We'll see on Wednesday what the plan is. Right now, we don't really have a clear enough plan to report.
See, that didn't sound – he doesn't say much, but saying we're still working through Julian's situation. I don't know. That tells – I don't anticipate he's playing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it, but you never know. Maybe he's trying – I don't think Mike plays those games where he's trying to throw people off the scent or anything like that. But, yeah, you never know. To me, I mean, it's tricky, and I would be this way too with Mike McDonald. He's very vague about certain situations, but I I mean, it's clear he doesn't want to tell people. That
Yeah, I think he makes that very obvious.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. Again, so maybe he's trying to throw people off the scent there. I don't know. But look, I mean, you got to look. If you look at Ernest Jones, like, asking that question, like the one place you probably, have the best depth and everything because of Brandon Peely and that Bohanna kid is, Jaron Reed. And then, you look at Ernest Jones. I mean, the guys that have filled in for the inside backer spot have been good. I mean, Patrick O'Connell fell for that pump fake. And even when we interviewed him, I was like, hey, man, listen, every linebacker in the league has fallen for that. But you made him pay for it later. And he was making plays all over the field. So has Drake Thomas. So, I mean, you might say at that position, they've maybe had the best, backup play going there. But then, you could say that probably about Ty Okada and the safeties as well. I just don't think – I think with Julian Love, there's nobody like him. So I might actually go that way.
Over EJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with EJ, but I don't know. Hopefully we're talking about both of them out there. It doesn't feel that way, but we'll see. But I was looking at this team, and again, looking at numbers, we kind of got a little burned by that against the Titans, so I won't put too much into it. But J.J. McCarthy's been dreadful. The end. That's it. He's completing 54.1% of his passes, that would have flown back in Terry Bradshaw days, back in Joe Namath days, maybe even early Elway days. That would have been a decent number. It's horrible right now. He's got 6 touchdowns, 10 picks on the season. He's in concussion protocol, so we don't even know if he's going to play. If he doesn't, it's going to be Max Brosmer, their free agent rookie out of Minnesota. So either one of those, this team has lost 3 in a row. They've lost 5 of their last 6. So, again, accounting for injuries, looking at it, I still look at this game as kind of a no-excuse game. You don't lose to this team on your home field.
Yeah.
You just don't. They've been playing too poorly. They're in a bad way right now. Yeah, you're banged up, no doubt about it. And maybe you don't blow the doors off them, but you don't lose to the Vikings on your home field.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could make the excuse of the injuries, but I don't think there is much of an excuse there other than if it goes much further. But I think they're kind of at rock bottom as far as that goes, because if Ty Okada, when Ty Okada gets hurt, now all of a sudden, you start bringing in guys from the outside and everything. But yeah, even with all the injuries, I would say that's true. It's a 4-7 team. You were talking about comparing to the olden days when guys were, completing 50% of their passes, but they were on teams that were 8-2.
Yeah.
They are 8-3, and this is a different era, and he just hasn't been. What everybody thought he was, which is very interesting to me because I don't think it was just the Vikings that thought that J.J. McCarthy was going to be great. There was a lot of other people around the league that thought this guy's a really good operator, and maybe he'll be one of those. I don't want to say resurgent because what is this?
It's his
second
first full year.
Yeah, first full year as a starter.
So he may still turn into some. I wouldn't, cash it in on him. It doesn't look great right now by any stretch, but I wouldn't say that's it. He's a bust. Yeah. Move on. We'll see what happens with him. But, yeah, he's but
he could be ready next year, and they could have Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback.
Yeah, they could have.
They
had Daniel Jones there as well. And, now they're without either. Kevin Seifert, who covers the Vikings for ESPN, was talking about J.J. McCarthy and what's been most challenging for him this season.
I think the biggest thing is that I don't know that the Michigan offense or any of the offenses that he ran were as timing-based and as anticipation-based as what he's being asked to do here. If you watch him play, you see just kind of a frenetic pocket presence, like he's still, and it's not completely shocking given his lack of experience and the fact that he really didn't get any practice reps all last year as a rookie because of his injury, but that he just isn't comfortable yet just stepping and throwing, without a hitch or two. And in this offense, and probably in a lot of NFL offenses, like that delay really can throw everything off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing he's on the mark, and we haven't sat here and analyzed every game that he's played this year. You just look at the numbers and where the way they're trending. Again, they've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 5 of 6. He's in concussion protocol. We'll find out if he's even going to be playing in this game. I kind of hope he is. I don't know what to expect from Brosmer. He's more the unknown, which could present more of a problem just because you don't have tendencies. You don't have that film on him that you do on McCarthy.
Yeah, I was looking at Brosmer, and we'll get the story later on with Pete Bercich, but he played 1 year in Division I football, and he was playing at a smaller school, and you don't have a scouting report on him and things like that. But I don't know. Coming in here, that's going to be a tough role to fill coming into Seattle. That's the case.
Did the Titans game change your expectations of this team at all in terms of the way the rest of the schedule should play out? We were talking about how each week we make our picks. We do call it now, and we essentially pick the Seahawks to win every week. I mean, it's just we almost have them undefeated this season. I picked them to lose against the Rams, only just trying to stick to my preseason pick. But anyway, does it change? Like, we were looking at it going, okay, you got 3 games you look at and go, okay, you could lose those. The Colts, the Rams, and the 49ers. The others you looked at and go, those are wins. Do you look back at those now and go, all right, well, maybe they're not. We shouldn't cash those in so early.
Well, I mean, I think facing, and I thought Minnesota was going to be better when we looked at the schedule going in, but yeah, I mean, I think we're going to find out if the AFC is for real when they play the Colts. Who are we playing after this game? Are we going on the road again? Is it Atlanta?
You should know, Dave. Everyone already knows.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone knows the schedule.
That's what the texters told
They are
me.
playing the Falcons, and I just had a look right now.
Going to Atlanta, and that's going to be probably another thing. What's their record? I think they
Penix is out for the season.
2 or 3 wins or something. And so, yeah, I mean, I think every game. Look, they won the game. I mean, I know everybody wanted it to be a blowout, but I don't know. It just doesn't work that way. So we'll see how the personality of this team is, and if they get a chip on their shoulder or whatever. But
Falcons are 4-7.
Yeah. So it's not a great team, and I think that's going to be another one of those games where everybody's going to expect they need to go in there and beat them by 3 scores, and it just doesn't work that way. And I'm not trying to make excuses because they made some mistakes over the weekend, no question. I mean, there was lots of penalties. There was 2 or 3 penalties, one time on defense that ended up giving up a touchdown, and then twice in the second quarter where they had some sloppiness and penalties that ended up as field goals. So, and if you look at that, maybe they kick a field goal and we score 2 touchdowns, and it's more like a blowout, what people wanted.
Yeah, it's at this point. I'm look, I was disappointed with how things turned out last week. The win is the goal, and they got the win. I expected more.
Yeah,
but kind of pulling back last night, I'm looking at it going, you know what? This team won 10 games last year, and everybody on the outside looked at this team this year saying, it's gonna be a step back year.
Mm-hmm.
You're 2 wins away from matching last season's total.
Yeah,
and almost certainly will exceed it. Maybe being a little too hard on them. I don't, the style points, yeah, there are teams you feel like if you're a Super Bowl contender, you should dominate that team. Okay, they didn't dominate them, but, they still won. You're still 8-3. You're still right there in the thick of it, and you're look to be playoff bound. You're going to win double-digit games. Just looks like more than last season. And, again, what was considered to be a step-back year. So maybe, I don't worry as much about how they win. Just win. I'd prefer a comfortable win against what looks to be a weaker opponent, but maybe holding them to too high of a standard.
Yeah. Well, and they got to get back to the business of winning at home. We've lost twice this year here. Tampa
Well,
Bay
that's been a
San
multi-year
Francisco.
problem. That was even with Pete, towards the end of Pete, last year. The home field has just not been there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of those things. I think hopefully the Seahawk fans bring it. But, yeah, I mean, you look at this thing on paper, it's always hard to tell how a matchup works out. And then there's a play here and a play there that, just work out. I mean, what if that wall they built on the punt return, somebody gets through and, makes a tackle? Is it a totally different game? So, but, yeah, I mean, I just straight up, I'm just looking for a win. I think it would be disappointing if they, had to go into overtime to win the game. But I guess after a while you start to, and it's not like I'm making excuses. You brought up a great point. I mean, coming in, I don't think anybody thought their offense was going to be any good at all. Seahawk
well, they would
offense.
certainly question what it would be.
Yeah. I mean, okay, we're going to get the negative people. We're like, okay, you've got a first-time offensive coordinator who's been at, two other, 3 different places now in the last 3 or 4 years. And then you've got Sam Darnold, and, what's that going to turn out to be? So, yeah, I mean, there's always that. But they've come together as a great team, and, right now they're getting it done. But I have to say I am concerned about the injuries. It's like starting to pile up.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into more of that conversation and how it impacts this team moving forward. Right now, let's take 2.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalists were announced today. Out of the 26, 5 made it in their first year of eligibility. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Phillip Rivers, and Jason Witten. Earl Thomas, one of the Seahawks on the list, and then technically defensive tackle Kevin Williams did play a year here. So I guess 2 Seahawks on the list of semifinalists.
Baddest dudes.
What's
on
that?
this list, the baddest dudes, Frank Gore.
Yeah.
Frank Gore, Larry
Fitzgerald has got to go.
Unbelievably ridiculous. And just
Jason Witten is pretty. All these guys. I mean, it's hard to argue against any of them, really.
I never really thought of Earl Thomas as a Hall of Famer, but he's on the list. And
he has.
We go back, and I'm sure he has. Yeah. I'll tell you what. If you go back and look at some of that dude was so fast. He would just appear like it was a cartoon, where all of a sudden there's a poof, and there he is.
He was a great player.
Unbelievable.
Number of years. I don't know statistically what the bar is for Hall of Fame voters when they look at defensive players, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Football Hall of Fame, we say it every year. It's kind of odd. It's just the whole process is weird, having somebody stand up in front of the voters and make a case to make a presentation on behalf of Earl, on behalf of Larry Fitzgerald, and here's what he accomplished, and here's why he should be voted for, and here's what he did compared to this.
And our guy John Clayton used to do that.
Yeah.
I remember him calling me about Cortez Kennedy. And I was proud to be able to contribute to that a little bit because I got a chance to play with him. But you look at Jason Witten and look at, I remember playing the Cowboys a few years ago and looking at all of the records that he has with Dallas. So, yeah, I mean, every one of these you can make a case for.
A story we'll get into a little bit more as well at 2:45. Panthers safety Trayvon Merrick today has been suspended 1 game for punching 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings. We'll call it below the belt.
Yeah, he hit him in the junk last night, and he deserves to be suspended. That was cheap.
I thought for sure Mike was going to play that stupid clip.
Which clip?
Oh, good idea. Keep punching balls.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's what he was doing.
Followed your advice to the T.
Yeah, I mean,
that's cheap, man.
So uncool.
And then Jennings went after him after the game, which everybody saw when everybody's shaking hands and meeting at the center of the field. He went up and shoved him in the face, and I don't blame him, man. That's
maybe he just got
cheap.
madder and madder the more he thought about it. But I don't know why he didn't do it right then.
His coach was praising him for not doing it during the game.
Maybe he was shocked. It's like, really? Did that just happen?
Well, he's bent to eat. I don't know how much acting was involved. If you saw it, he was bent over like he was in pain and looking to the ref like, what's going on here? And there was no flag, no nothing. So, yeah, I'm glad the dude got suspended. That was lame. Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. Why have teams been unable to slow down JSN, and what happens if they finally do? We'll get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710. Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton. Make sure to join Seattle Sports, Mariners Thanksgiving, all day tomorrow.
Julio, a tremendous catch.
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners, their incredible ride this season, and bright future ahead.
Holy smokes.
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salt, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring M's president of baseball operations, Jerry DePoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins us on Wyman and Bob. Nothing says happy Thanksgiving like Thanksgiving with the AL West champion Seattle Mariners and Seattle Sports.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, Job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off. Because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
The holidays are here and we all want to celebrate in style, but sometimes stubborn fat and loose skin keeps us from looking and feeling our best. Stacey Ross here. Imagine a simple one-day solution. Introducing ProSculpt, the treatment everyone is talking about. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe, gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while you're fully awake. ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas, your waistline, face, neck, arms, and thighs. Avoid wasting time and money on gimmicky lasers or fat-freezing methods. ProSculpt is one and done. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat, tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple guaranteed one-day procedure. Celebrate the holidays and get yourself a gift with a free consultation and get $250 off. Schedule at ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening. It's ProSculpt.com.
It's about grit.
Leonard Williams drags him down.
Running through whatever gets in your way.
The handoff to Charbonnet. Stiff arms a man, turns, first down. Oh my goodness, what a blast!
Fighting for every yard.
The handoff to Walker. He breaks a tackle, comes back to the near side, stumbles across the 10, breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Seahawks!
And a drive that never ends. Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they can lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list. From opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch. What a snag by Julio Rodriguez.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long-term. Visit EastsideWeightLossClinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, don't wait until the new year to start. Make a big change in your life now and take advantage of their biggest sale of the year, $300 off. I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I lost 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. This is a plan you can definitely do around the holidays and still enjoy those delicious meals.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at EastsideWeightLossClinic.com. That's EastsideWeightLossClinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
All right, folks. This is it. The weekend many of you have been waiting for. Black Friday. The lowest prices of the year on the top-rated brands of TV. Samsung, LG, and Sony with deals up to $1,000 off. No need to buy a poorly rated unknown brand with prices like this. So what could be even better? How about Video Only's Better Than Black Friday deals? That's right, better than Black Friday. Before you buy, check out Video Only. or you'll be sorry.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. If you guys want to weigh in on the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Mariners, whatever's on your mind, it's there for you. Meanwhile, JSN has been beyond outstanding. He's best receiver in the league. He's leading the league in receiving yards, and there seems to be no slowing him down at this point. It's just amazing to watch this man work and do what he does out there. We talked with Mark Schlereth yesterday, who's always a great conversation. If you guys missed that, definitely check that out on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. But he was breaking down why JSN's route running makes him so difficult to cover.
Man, I watched that dude, just run by guys. He had that slot catch over the safety where he just ran by and then just very subtle at the top of that route, just using his hand to create a little bit of space, not extending all the way. He kept his elbow bent, but just kind of feeling that guy off. I just thought savvy stuff from Smith and Jigba, caught the big over route as well. That dude is just unbelievable off the ball. And I always say this, if you're going to win late, you got to win early. And he wins the routes right off the bat, wins early, and then puts so much stress on a defense.
It's pretty amazing what he's done. I was watching a clip earlier this morning, and there was a play where he caught the ball out in the flat, and he started to go inside, and then he went outside and kind of got an extra 4 or 5 yards and kind of fooled the guy a little bit. And he did that, and then he makes the cut, and he runs out of bounds, and then he circles the ball around his waist like a basketball player would and hands it to the ref. I'm like, that dude is so smooth. It was something stupid that was after the play, but his mind just works faster than everybody else's. And, he just, everything kind of goes to plan for him. And I think it's that, because that's how you would describe Devin Witherspoon. His brain works faster out on the field than other things. There's less sort of stop signs of, every once in a while you're not sure about something. And he just knows exactly where he's going, and he's one step ahead of everybody else. So I think it's his brain that, number one, is what makes him so good. But I don't know, maybe he's faster. If they could get a 40 time or whatever, I think he runs. He may not have a 4.3 40, but he is somebody who plays even faster than, because a lot of guys, they have that great speed as far as a 40 goes, but it's not like they use it on the field, and he uses every bit of his. He's just a fast football player.
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah, weighing in on the same thing, explains why, in his opinion, defenses have been unable to slow him down.
And I would use a little bit of a baseball analogy. You can play your defense, play your no doubles defense. You can try and, hug the line. You play deep on guys. You can, used to be able to put the shift on and do those things. No matter what you do, you're wrong against him because he's beating you every way. No matter where he lines up, you have to account for everything because he's going to get vertical from outside. He can get vertical from the slot. He can beat you, off his release, off the line of scrimmage and win right now, put a slant on his chest and let him run with it. I love these, these boot throwbacks that they're doing where it's, everything you've been taught your whole life is when a quarterback boots, you kind of know where the receiver's going. And all of a sudden now you got these wind back routes. So they're making you defend everything no matter where he's lined up. And I don't know what you're supposed to do.
So he's just doing it all. As you said, he's working quicker. He's thinking quicker. He's always there. At some point, we'll see it. Maybe it's this weekend. We'll see a concerted effort. We're going to bracket this guy. We're going to commit 2 guys and a safety over the top, and we're going to just force everybody else to beat us.
Yeah.
Something like that. And hypothetically, if they do that, who steps up? Because you don't really have a number 2. Torrey Horton looked like he was going to be that guy. He was working towards it, had 5 touchdown grabs. He's on the injured list now. Cooper Kupp has just not been Cooper Kupp yet. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just, hey, the offense is designed to run through JSN, so others are not going to get much of an opportunity, or he's not what he was physically. He's not getting open. I don't really know. In 10 games, he's got 31 catches, 414 yards, and 1 touchdown so far this season. So he hasn't been Cooper Kupp yet.
Yeah. I mean, and if you go look at all of those, all of those things, I was talking to Bumpus yesterday about his route running ability and everything and what he sees in Cooper Kupp. And, he said he's really good on third down. He thinks he's a solid number 2, would be even a better number 3. But, he requires attention from opposing defenses is what Bump said. So, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with him as well. I'll say this. There's a couple of times, remember the interception in Pittsburgh? That was a throw to him that Jalen Ramsey picked off. Mm-hmm. And then also he was the target on that one play where he actually it was a PI. There's no question. He got mugged. And I think it was the first interception that Sam Darnold threw. So, I mean, there's a little bit of that. And then there was a few times where I think if Sam had thrown the ball where Cooper was going, it would have been an interception. So, he grounded it sort of behind him a little bit and made it harder for Cooper to catch it. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if we saw like a resurgence of him, that all of a sudden he starts to look like that guy that, in what year was that when he was the yardage leader?
Is that
1900 yards or
21, right?
Yeah. So just ridiculous.
Yeah, 1,947 yards, 16 touchdowns, 145 receptions on 191 targets.
Right.
My goodness.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a chance that he gets back to that, but I mean, or at least kind of like goes that way. I mean, and, or maybe this is it for him. I don't know, but it's been kind of interesting that all the throws to JSN have been brilliant and everything, but, a few of the ones that I've seen to Cooper Kupp, and I don't know if that's just bad luck or what, but he's a really smart football player, and I think he'll figure it out, and he could be one of those guys that we're talking about at the end of the year where you're going, hey, that guy stepped up and, really, took on the load of, whatever, Torrey Horton or whatever. The other thing I would say is that if the number 2 receiver, and I know it's yardage-wise a ways away, but if the number 2 receiver was A.J. Barner, I'd be really happy.
Yeah, he's number 3.
Yeah.
He's number 3.
How many catches away as far as targets?
He's actually got 2 more catches than Kupp. He's got 33. Kupp has 31.
Yeah,
Kupp has 46 targets. Barner 41.
41, yeah.
But Barner's got 4 touchdowns.
So
Cooper's
in this
got
offense, last year with, or 2 years ago with, it was last year with New Orleans, the 2 of the top 3 pass catchers were tight ends.
Yeah.
And A.J. Barner has just become just a phenomenal tight end. And 2
of your top 4 are tight ends.
Yeah.
Because it's Barner and then Arroyo behind him. I mean,
as
they're
well.
not big numbers. It's 179 yards for Arroyo. I mean, it's kind of JSN and everybody else.
Yeah.
There's such a disparity between the yardage, the targets, and it should be. I mean, he's your number 1 guy, and he's been wildly effective, so I'm not saying you go away from him. I'm just throwing out, if a team just commits to saying he is not going to beat us, make some of these other guys do it, then who's going to be that guy? I mean, Rashid Shaheed is the guy you're hoping develops into that, and to this point, he's got 3 catches in 3 games for this team. And we've seen a couple runs and a couple moments here and there, but still waiting for that to sort of come to fruition with him.
Yeah, and he has 8 targets.
8 targets, 3 catches.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're still trying to work him in, and we'll see. I don't know, maybe one of those guys will have a breakout game, but JSN was somebody that everybody was trying to say, well, he's a slot receiver. And I was like, no, he's a number 1. Everybody, was trying to kind of put him in that one little category. And he's become just a superstar. He can do everything. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good question to ask. Like, okay, if he's down, what happens? Because we have been snake bit by injuries.
Hey, join us throughout the day tomorrow on Wednesday for our Mariners Thanksgiving special. What we're doing is we're dedicating 1 hour of each show to celebrating the 2025 AL West champions and previewing the 2026 campaign, featuring interviews with Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander, Dan Wilson, as well as broadcasters and executives. So if you miss anything, you can find the interviews on our YouTube page or via the Seattle Sports app. Meanwhile, the NFC West has solidified itself as the best division in the NFL. We'll get into that conversation coming up with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
Hey, it's Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and this year Seattle Sports is hosting Mariners Thanksgiving.
How about that?
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners all day tomorrow.
And they got it! Wow!
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salk, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring President of Baseball Jerry DiPoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins Wyman and Bob. It's Mariners Thanksgiving with the 2025 AL West champion Mariners and Seattle Sports.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
The Puyallup Tribe of Indians and Salish Cancer Center are excited to announce the 3rd annual Giving Hope Gala. You can help support the Giving Hope Gala December 13th at the Emerald Queen Casino Event Center and raise money for the Patient Financial Assistance Fund. The Salish Cancer Center helps anyone battling cancer, and attending this incredible event supports that cause. For tickets, sponsorship, and additional information on the Giving Hope Gala, visit puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, What if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up at 3 o'clock, Paul Moyer joins us for his weekly conversation. Make sure you tune in for that. Always can't miss stuff with Paul. Meanwhile, we saw the 49ers last night beat the Panthers 20-9. Ugly game. 5 interceptions thrown between the two quarterbacks, and Brock Purdy was trying to increase that total throughout the game. I mean, he looked like he was looking for Panthers to throw to. It was just he ended the game with 3 interceptions, and he was lucky to keep it at 3.
Yeah, and it's funny, he was trying to rip the middle of the field like he does against us, and they had a plan for him.
Yeah, and he looked like the ball was sailing on him a bit. He just didn't look he didn't look good. It was not a good night for him, but they won in spite of it. He throws 3 picks. And the 49ers handled the Panthers, who were a winning team coming into that game. They were 6-5. So it's not like they're the Titans or one of those teams. But it's the 49ers are a team we're talking about the Rams for good reason. The Rams look like they may be the best team in the league. They're in that conversation certainly. Niners are right there. Niners have 8 wins. They're 8-4, and they don't look great doing it. But they're winning games, and they're working through all their injuries. They're without Fred Warner. They're without Bosa. They've been without Purdy, yet they still are finding a way to hang around in there. Is that a team you look at and go, all right, we should probably pay a little more attention to them?
Oh yeah, no question. I mean, I think it's a lot like what the Seahawks have gone through as well as far as injuries. But we've had them on IR. It's not like anybody had season ending. But yeah, I mean they held the Panthers to 1 for 7. On third down. Their defense is still playing well. And the interesting thing is that you look at, the top tacklers, for instance, Mustafa, Stout, Brown, Elliott.
Mm-hmm. That's a who's who.
Sorry, there's a couple of guys there I don't know, Bob.
Yeah.
But they knocked down passes. They got interceptions. They picked them off a couple of times, even though they threw 3 interceptions. So, yeah, they're just a well-coached team. And, but it does scare me what the last time, but I mean, look, we hung with the Rams, but when they went up and played San Francisco a couple games, or maybe it was the game before we played the Rams, they put 42 on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's still a really, really good team, and they've had, like you said, the major injuries to some really big time players, but they've drafted well as well. I mean, you look at that D. Winters kid, one of my favorite linebackers. He's, a rookie, and, got KJ Wright coaching him up. And, he only had 1 tackle, but, I mean, he's one of those guys that has been, stepped up, kind of like what we've gotten from Patio and Drake Thomas.
Yeah, it's just interesting looking at the division. I don't know how I'd probably rank it the way it sits right now. I'd give just the tiniest edge to the Rams. They've got a better record and they beat you, so you got to give them that nod. Even though I didn't think they distinguished themselves in that game against the Seahawks, but they won. So I guess I'd give them the nod as the number 1 team in this division. Seahawks would be 2. It'd be exactly the way the standings are. How would you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I think those two are the top two, and they might be two of the best teams in all of football. So, but the 49ers, they just always kind of hang around, and I think, we're kind of in an era where the coaching means so much. It really does. And then you've got Shanahan, and he's done a fantastic job there, kind of like Mike McDonald, and same thing with Sean McVay. So as far as the whole coaching part of it goes, this is a tough division, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got three of the smartest football minds in the NFC West.
Well, and record-wise, it's the best division in the NFC. It's arguably the best division in all of football. If you're just looking at the records of the top three teams, I mean, you got a 10-win team in the Patriots, but then behind them, 7-4, the Bills. Then the Dolphins at 4-7. Look at the AFC North. Your leader is 6-5, tied with the Steelers. Ravens and Steelers both 6-5. The South, 8-3. The Colts followed by 7-4. 9-2 Denver. 7-4 Chargers behind them. So you look at it, you got 9-2, 8-3, 8-4. It's record-wise, you're looking at the best division in football. As far as the rest of the NFC goes, I mean, you got the Bears sitting there at 8-3.
You buying those guys?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
they're still with a negative point differential. They've won 4 in a row, but they're -3 in point differential right now. I don't know if they have the fun differential the Mariners had, but maybe I will have to buy them. They're in first place. I'll give them that. But yeah, they don't look. Nobody looks unbeatable, but they don't look like they're a huge problem. They're very beatable, but they certainly could beat you as well. But yeah, the Eagles. I don't know. That's
8-3.
Yeah, the Eagles. They just lost that game. They did not look good. Yeah, I don't know. The Seahawks are right there. It's the Rams. It's the Seahawks. I'd probably go Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, Bears, 49ers.
Tampa Bay. I mean, and before that game the other night, I would have said, Tampa Bay is for real.
But they're trending the wrong way. They've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And everybody in that division has a negative point differential.
Yeah. I think it's we kind of forget that, like, games or teams during the season, as the games go on, they start to they evolve. They get better. Some teams get better, and maybe it's because of the injuries. Maybe it's just a ridiculous amount of takeaways or whatever. But, you see these teams that kind of develop, and then all of a sudden they pop up, and you think, oh, man, this team is really good. And I thought this for a while about the 49ers last night until, the end of the game. But, yeah, I mean, they just won't go away. But every once in a while you get teams. That's what happened to them last year. They had a ton of giveaways, and they had a bunch of injuries, and they just kind of at one point fell off. And we're kind of at that point at, just past midseason, like, who's going to make a serious run for the playoffs? So hopefully the Niners, and I was really hoping that the Panthers would take them out last night, but I don't know. It looks like they're still alive.
Yeah, text coming in. Again, you guys can text 866-979-3776. Is either a 49ers fan or they're trolling, saying their order would be 49ers, Rams, Seahawks, Cards. Come on. You can't.
That's a Niner fan is what it is.
Well, it's got to be. I mean, how do you have the 49ers as the class of the division?
Yeah.
I mean, they're winning, and we're giving them props for winning despite what they're facing, but they hardly look like the most dominant team in this division.
But, I mean, if you want to put the Rams first, okay.
Yeah,
fine.
That I get.
But, and like you said, I mean, they didn't dominate the Seahawks. They didn't. That wasn't some kind of a blowout that, like, oh, man, they're so much better than us. So, yeah, I mean, other than, I think the biggest, thing that people took away from that game was that, oh, they have Sam Darnold's numbers. And I'm sorry, I don't think they do. And we'll see. If they do it again, okay. But for now, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, it feels like, despite that game and whatever, the Seahawks are right there. I'd put them probably the third best team in the NFC. I put them just slightly behind the Rams, maybe the Eagles, even the Eagles. I don't know. They look a little. We'll talk to El Hombre coming up later, get his take on this, but they're right there in the thick of that top 3, in my opinion. Meanwhile, he is a man of integrity, so he's agreed to come on with us earlier this week. That's Paul Moyer, by the way. He's going to join us next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Brock and Salk.
We spent a lot of time talking about JSN.
Morning 6 to 10.
But not nearly as much time talking about the move from DK to JSN.
Celebrated yesterday as the all-time single season record. That was held by DK Metcalf.
He's done all of this without the offense being built around him. They were building everything around him, as I think DK wanted them to do. I don't think they would have had that kind of success.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Join the stations of Bonneville, Seattle, and Treehouse for the 37th year of Holiday Magic, helping provide holiday gifts and year-long support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the 37 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476.
If you've been waiting to try learning a new language with Babbel, now is the time. Black Friday has come early this year. Babbel's biggest sale is happening now. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription at our best price of the year, which means a small investment for all your big adventures. Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember. Plus, Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And with a lifetime access to all of Babbel's languages, lessons, podcasts, and cultural insights, just imagine what you can do, or rather, where you could go. So if you've been putting off booking that pastry pilgrimage to France for fear of mispronouncing croissant, take advantage of Babbel's biggest sale of the season. Where will Babbel take you? Find out at Babbel.com. But hurry, this offer ends November 30th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less for a limited time at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
At
Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The NFL has suspended Panther safety Trevon Merrick 1 game without pay for striking 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings in the groin area on Monday night. He is appealing the penalty, according to Adam Schefter. The appeal will be ruled upon by either Derek Brooks, Ramon Foster, or Jordy Nelson, the hearing officers jointly appointed by the NFL and the NFLPA. Meanwhile, in the world of baseball, Red Sox have acquired veteran right-hander Sonny Gray in a trade with the St. Louis Cardinals. In return, Cardinals get left-handed prospect Brandon Clark and right-hander Richard Fitz. Boston also will receive $20 million to help cover Gray's salary, according to Jeff Passett.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
This is the moment many wait for.
The most entertaining.
Man of wisdom. Man of experience, Dave.
The most informative.
To bring light to a dark subject. To bring positivity to a negative world.
The incredible Paul Moyer.
Moyer out.
He's here, everybody, with us each and every week. You can count on him. Joining us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline, Paul Moyer is with us. How are you, man?
I'm great. Happy Thanksgiving week to you all. So, yeah, things are good.
You as well. You as well. Much to discuss before we get into what the Seahawks are getting set to face in the Minnesota Vikings. What was your reaction to the game against the Tennessee Titans?
Look, just find a way to win. To me, there was no question, who was going to win that game. We were a superior team. Going into it, I was a little nervous just because I couldn't find anything that I was afraid of on Tennessee, and that kind of played out. They just didn't have the firepower to hang with us. So it was just nice to get a win on the road and be 8-3, coming home to play a team, Minnesota, that they're struggling, and really the struggle is at quarterback for them. They're definitely a better team than Tennessee, but I don't see us having too much of an issue with Minnesota either.
Hey, Paul, so, according to almost everyone in Tennessee, that Jeffrey Simmons guy was the best player. And he was. And there was a couple of times that he got us, but I just did a football 101 thing, came up with 6 plays, I think it was, where we were getting nasty and blocking him. And Charles Cross came from out of bounds and just knocked him on his butt. And, I mean, they really got after him. And I thought the offensive line had a particularly good day, especially considering, some of the things that have happened on the offensive line. Anthony Bradford, I didn't see a lot of the, facing the wrong way or anything like that. And then, he actually, there was a couple of times he dominated Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I was very pleased with that part of it, just because also Olu looked like he, his big thing, I think, is that he needs to be nasty. And he was nasty in that game. So, yeah, I liked it all the way around. It wasn't perfect, but what'd you think about the O-line?
Yeah, I thought Bradford played one of his best, not his best game. I know I was looking at his scoring. I think he actually, again, I feel about that one group that rates, but they had him actually, I think, the highest graded Seahawk offensive lineman.
They did
this past week.
But they had Josh Jones number 2, Lucas 3, Zabel 4, Cross 5, and Oluwatimi 6.
Yeah, again, who knows? But I did. I thought Bradford played well, and I thought it's a good matchup for him also. where he struggles more than anything is quickness. And, Jeffrey Simmons isn't a guy that's going to overwhelm you with quickness. He's a strong guy. I thought Zabel at times when he went up against him, that was a battle for him, just that size and strength. But I thought just overall it was good. I think Olu is who he is. I think Olu gets in the way of guys. I think he's a smart player. At times he's going to get overextended and he'll get beat quick, what happened a couple of times in that game. But it's going to happen. You're not going to play a perfect game every single snap. And, you hope that the other guys do well and the running back misses a guy that may get free and we escape, if we're the quarterback. So I thought it was just a game we needed. We ran the ball well. I think we're running the ball better and better and better. I think just the timing of it for our offensive line, just the understanding of when to stretch, when to go off on a double team. It's continually gotten better every week. So, and it was just nice also to see Sam just get a couple of those demons off his back, that, hey, this isn't going to happen every game. We saw it. It happens to good ones. Purdy had 3 interceptions the first half last night. So again, I'm glad that we got the win. I didn't care about the final score, but when you're up 30-10 and dominate the way we did, and we dominated on both sides of the ball, it just again proves when you go on the road and beat somebody like that, you're a really good football team. And guys, I'm gonna go out on a limb right now. I don't think the Seahawks lose another game in the regular season. I think we run the table. And, the Ram game is going to be a monster game on December 18th. But I just looking at the film, the teams that we're about to play, I see us running the table.
Wow. All right.
Tuesday,
keep that soundbite, Lefko.
November 25th. I got it written down here at 3:05 p.m.
3:05. Mine says 3:06. Change that real quick.
Okay, ours is 6 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
So they're going to be a 14-win team.
Yeah, I just Minnesota game. Yeah. I know that's hard to believe, and I just think we need to get Julian Love back healthy and playing. But this is a good time, even if we don't play him this week. And we got to play because it doesn't look like Ty Okada's going to be playing, and we're going to have we're going to be 3 deep into that safety spot. It's a good game for it because J.J. McCarthy cannot throw the football. It's mind-boggling. They've got skill guys across the room that would scare you. I mean, they got 2 fantastic wide receivers, a good tight end. They got 2 good running backs. They got a capable offensive line. They got a good defense, but J.J. McCarthy, in this day and age, to throw 55% completion percentage, pretty crazy. 20-some% on throws over 20 yards downfield. It plays into us nicely. And then we go to Atlanta. They're a struggling football team as well. They make me a little nervous just because of the way they get after you on defense. But if we don't turn the ball over, I feel good there. Indy's starting to come back to earth. And it's going to come down to that Thursday night game against the Rams and the last game against the 49ers. But I just think we're better in both those teams, and we've got revenge on our mind. So, yep, I'm sticking to it until we lose one.
Well, Paul, you've been on a roll because apparently you won a putting contest as well. That Lefko was showing me.
Yeah.
The pregame, postgame putting contest.
Yes, it's been posted. It's there. It's real. There's no AI to it. I started it off and tried to show them that the snip meter was rolling around a 15, 16, very fast. Masters green type of fast. They're young. They're all under 40 years old. They just couldn't figure it out. So I dominated them. Matter of fact, all of their scores combined still wasn't as good as mine.
Who are we talking about? Who was involved in this?
Brian Walters was in it. Michael Bumpus was in it. NASA Chobe. I don't think Big Ray putted on that, but I've seen him putt, so that wouldn't have helped. And so we had kind of a modified scoring you guys have gone up to the second floor there at your station. There's a number 3 in the middle. You know, if you get into the middle square, you get a 3 points. You get 2 just on the little outside of that, and 1 if you can get into the big square, and you get a 0 if you're not within the squares at all. And I got 3 putts. I got 8 points, 2 threes and a 2. They scored 7. I mean, what is that? Oh my! So yes, I'm feeling confident, and that's why I threw out the Seahawks are going. I mean, when you're on a roll like this, you lay it out there. You just throw out what you truly believe, and we're going to run the table.
Yeah,
because of that.
Don't ever call Moyer non-competitive. I mean, he could do 45 minutes on this right now.
Yeah, he's showing to be a very he's like Schlereth, a very gracious winner.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I am humble on Thanksgiving week, Bob.
Yeah, very gracious. By the way, as far as the 49ers, and that was a dreadful game from Purdy, and they won in spite of it. It looked like he was targeting the opposition. I mean, he tried to throw more than 3 picks. It was just oddly just a bad day for him. But that's what the Niners seem to do. They overcome. They find a way, despite a terrible day from Purdy, despite all the injuries they've got to key players. I mean, Bosa's out, Warner's out. They just keep losing guys, yet they're hanging around. They're 8-4. Dave and I talked about it earlier. Are we not giving enough attention to this team?
Well, I mean, obviously we give enough attention to them because they're the 49ers and they're on our division and we hate them. I throw that out there nicely. We dislike them a lot. And so, but they're still good. There's something about them. They're starting to get healthy, which makes me a tad nervous. We got to play the last game at San Francisco. You know, if there's a lot on the line, you know, that's going to really dictate my sweeping the rest of the year in the regular season. But they're really well coached. We know it. I mean, Shanahan's a good coach. There's no question the defensive side of the ball, they got all kinds of great coordinators on that staff. So I don't know. They just find ways to win. It's not always stats. It's not always how pretty it is. You just got to find ways to win. We have a tendency to overemphasize all the statistics rather than, hey, what did they do to actually overcome a game that were 3 interceptions in the first half, a defense that had struggled for the most part all year. At the same time, look, Carolina looked horrible. I mean, they don't have a quarterback. Bryce he's not the guy. I mean, I hadn't really had a chance to see him this year. But that was really bad football. So, but yeah, they're there. They're in the running where they 7-4, and it'll probably come down the last game of the season for them to make the playoffs.
Hey, Paul, what do you think about JSN and just in general? Does it worry you that he has that many targets? And he's got more than double targets of the next closest guy, which is Cooper Kupp. And I was looking at last year with the Vikings. And, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, it was like a 50% more targets to Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, that's a little bit closer, but the next closest targeted, receiver is way less than half. So is that concerning to you? We've been talking a little bit about Cooper Kupp and what he can bring. I think, the tight ends, both Arroyo and Barner could possibly fill that role, but does that concern you a little bit? Let's say something either happens to JSN or they just entirely take him away.
Well, okay, if something happens to him, now I'm nervous by a wide margin there. But you know what, Dave? Let's not overthink this thing, because I think most coaches do. You go and look at a lot of their play sheets on offense and defense, and they're marking it up like, I don't want to run that again, even though it went for 18 yards and they can't stop it. Let's cross that play out, because God forbid if I'd want to run that play again. It's the same thing with JSN. I'm like, until they can stop it, which it doesn't look like anybody can.
Keep going.
No, keep going. And when they do try to stop it, Barner has had a big day. Now, I think Shaheed, we got to get him up and running more in the passing game, but we still have Cooper Kupp. And, if you don't follow him the whole time, he can hurt you. But JSN turns most downfield throws into one-on-one, and they are at times doubling him, or at least they, play a shell to him. But if you want to try and double him all the time, and I mean truly double him, which to me would mean I'm going to play inside technique if he's an outside receiver, and I'm going to force him over or to the sideline. I'm going to put a safety over the top. And you better be really confident that you can stop our running game with two guys who are not involved in the running game at all. The other thing is we move him and we run crossing routes, and then we run option routes on him. So it's not as easy as people think to say, oh, let's double him. Here's the other thing. How do you double him off a play action pass? Pretty hard to do because you just lost a linebacker. What are you doing with the safety? You can play quarters to an extent, but that's not a true double team. So it's just harder than you think. And I think that I think Kubiak has done a fantastic job of getting him space and moving it and keeping the defense and the defensive coordinators, off balance. But no, I'm not nervous about it because no one can stop him. And the beauty about it is Kubiak has not overthought it. He says, you know what, until someone can stop it, I'm going to keep throwing it to this guy. So, I don't know, keep it simple.
Yeah. Hey, of all the players that the Seahawks are dealing with injuries, that they have dealing with injuries, if you could have one of them back for this game, which one would it be? Which one makes the biggest impact in this game? Whether it's Reed, Ernest Jones, Tyrese Knight, Julian Love. Now we got George Holani. You got Ty Okada. You got Chaz Surratt. I mean, the list is getting long. So who would be your one guy if you could just snap your fingers and have him be healthy?
Well, probably Julian Love right now, and that mainly because it doesn't look like we're going to get Ty Okada, but I think he's doubtful, and that's probably at least a 2-week, maybe longer injury. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how severe it is, but when you see doubtful, it usually means you're probably not playing. So Julian Love would be one for me. Plus, he's a Pro Bowler, and he's going to be fresh, man. He's going to have fresh legs, and there's something about that when you're a veteran and you haven't had to get beat up for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. So that's a nice thing. I think we're deep enough everywhere where we can get away with a few. Ernest Jones, again, I want him in there. But you know what? It's not that big a drop-off. It's a drop-off. I don't want anybody to think it's not, because I think Ernest Jones is a good cover guy. He's really good at zone and reading the quarterback, obviously the way he reads and his tackling ability. But, O'Connell had a pretty good game. We've seen what Drake Thomas has done. I mean, he's played well. So I think with our front, 5 guys, the way we run our 3-4 defense, you can get away with not having your ace linebacker there all the time. So for me, I think Julian Love just sets up everything, because it's the one thing in our secondary that as we get later in the season, you got to stop the pass. You got to stop it in the fourth quarter. You got it, that big drive. That's the game's one drive to win it or lose it. You got to have your secondary intact.
Hey, Paul, when you played or coached, who was a player that reminded you of Devin Witherspoon? Because he's so different, just the way, and maybe a guy that we played with that just plays fast. And it's the same thing with JSN. Like it's something about his brain. His brain moves faster, processes information faster. He can run faster. But as far as Spoon goes and his ability, because he had a good game, he was just all over the yard. It was ridiculous. Anybody come to mind?
Yeah. He wears a great number, 21. Other than that, that's the only thing that he and I have in common, because he's a talker as well. He's just got a motor the whole time, and he's that talker that the other team seems to respect also. No, man, the reason why you get drafted as 5th pick in the draft when you're, 185 pounds and, maybe not a guy who's going to get 10 interceptions, it's because of your motor and what he brings to the table. He's just such a complete player there. They're rare, man. It's hard to, Dave, this is people discount the physicality of the game. They think, oh, it's a video game. No, man, it's physical, and you can take other people's souls away in football, and you can make them less of a man, particularly as you start to get into that fourth quarter. It's just human nature. It's real. And sometimes you start thinking, do I want to hit that guy again, which that's time to retire. But, man, not with Witherspoon, man. It's every play. He would wear you out. I mean, if I was going up against him, I'm like, man, is there any – the play's away. The play's away when you and I aren't even in this play. Let's just play patty cake. Not with Witherspoon. You know, he's full speed ahead, and he's going to get there if he can. So, very unique player and super. Just, you know, obviously ecstatic that we have him on our team.
Where are you at with Nick Eamon-Warry? He was a guy I was so excited to see coming out of the draft. I thought he was such a phenomenal pickup for this team, and we've talked about him throughout the season not looking like a rookie. He plays with the same kind of certainty that Witherspoon plays with. Never looks lost, never looks like he's kind of feeling his way through the play. He's got a certainty and an aggression to the way he plays. What's your take on him?
Better than I thought it was going to be. And so my take on Eamon-Warry was when I saw him in college in his highlight reel. Actually, my son threw it to me, and I said, "Wow, okay, I get it. We got to get this guy." Well, that was weird. Sorry, my TV's having these extraterrestrial whatever. The screen jumped. My wife and I just kind of both went, "What's that?" Then I watched a full game of him, and I went, you know, it's not always there. There's some stuff he has to get better at. And I think Witherspoon, I think Coach McDonald, I think the type of players we have, Ernest Jones, I think Leonard Williams, I just think I think Lawrence, I think Uchenna, I think all of those guys who have a motor that doesn't stop has influenced him as well. Because it was never about his athletic. I mean, we all saw it. It was like, whoa, man, that guy's special in college. And I don't want to say he was like taking plays off. What I was saying is every play is the last play of your life. Man, he plays like that. And I didn't see that in college. And so now you've seen the athletic ability. He's obviously a very intelligent guy. For him to pick up everything and to play the way he's played, way better than I thought, and I had pretty high expectations.
Hey, Paul, the sort of preliminary list came out for the Hall of Fame. Now, I won't read all of them to you. I think Drew Brees is probably a no-brainer. You also got Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly, but, you know, Earl's on that list as well. Earl Thomas, what do you think?
I think he's doing some PR damage control right now, right? Trying to get back and do some things. And a lot of times it becomes just that. It becomes a bit of a popularity contest or what you've done off the field. But his play, look, he's the most dominant free safety for at least a 4 or 5 year time during his era. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. And when you're that dominant, and you win Super Bowls and you're on one of the most dominant defenses in your era, he's deserving of it. I think him and Sherm are both going to get in. I don't know if Cam will. I think Cam may be down the road a special type of player, when they vote those in. And I think they'll recognize him for how unique he was, because he is. But the numbers aren't there. They didn't have enough interceptions and stuff to warrant that the way they do the Pro Bowl or the Hall of Fame now. So, yeah, I think Drew Brees for sure. I think Earl gets in. I don't know if he gets in first time, but I think he's deserving of it. And it would be nice. I mean, he was a great player.
Yep. Paul, as always, we appreciate it, man. Great stuff. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Hopefully it's a great holiday weekend for you, and we'll talk again next week.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. You guys have a great Thanksgiving as well, and we'll see you all on Sunday.
Keep putting.
Yeah, amen. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
There you go. Putting champion Paul Moyer with us. If you guys missed any part of that conversation, you can find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Click the podcast tab. Click on our picture. It's right there waiting for you when the show is done. And you can click subscribe. It's free. It just shows up for you every day, so you never have to go through that process. Never have to think about it.
Never mind that Paul was played in the NFL for 6-7 years, coached in the NFL for 5 or 6 years, been an analyst. He's the putting champion.
That's exactly right.
That's really what means the most to him.
It seems to. He was adding up everybody else's score, saying it didn't compare to his singular score. He was very proud.
Yeah, he had all of the stats. Yeah. Moyer's a gamer.
Yeah.
You want to go play pickleball, whatever, he's going to find a way to beat you.
All right, coming up, how much does the revenge factor play into Sunday's matchup? We'll get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Hey, it's Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and this year Seattle Sports is hosting Mariners Thanksgiving.
How about that?
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners all day tomorrow.
And they got it! Wow!
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salk, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring President of Baseball Jerry DiPoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins Wyman and Bob. It's Mariners Thanksgiving with the 2025 AL West champion Mariners and Seattle Sports.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Black Friday weekend is here. Once a year, you get the lowest prices on the top-rated brands of TV. Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs at stupid prices. You don't have to buy a no-name doorbuster TV with poor picture when you can get a good one for a few dollars more. Where's the best place to shop for these top brands? At Video Only, the only place where you can get better than Black Friday deals on Samsung, LG, and Sony. Better than clubs, better than online. Before you buy, check out the deals at Video Only, because if you don't, you'll be sorry.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25-cent cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
If you've been waiting to try learning a new language with Babbel, now is the time. Black Friday has come early this year. Babbel's biggest sale is happening now. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription at our best price of the year, which means a small investment for all your big adventures. Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember. Plus, Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And with a lifetime access to all of Babbel's languages, lessons, podcasts, and cultural insights, just imagine what you can do, or rather, where you could go. So if you've been putting off booking that pastry pilgrimage to France for fear of mispronouncing croissant, take advantage of Babbel's biggest sale of the season. Where will Babbel take you? Find out at Babbel.com. But hurry, this offer ends November 30th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less for a limited time at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks once again to Paul Moyer, who joined us in the previous segment. In case you are just tuning in and missed that conversation, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold gets to face his old team, gets to face the Minnesota Vikings that he had a great season with last year. They said, we got our guy in J.J. McCarthy, so good luck to you, Sam. And they're probably kicking themselves for it.
Yeah, that was very interesting. We brought this up with Pete Bercich. We'll talk to him later, but it was just kind of universal, at least around here anyway, that you would not trade away J.J. McCarthy. Why would you do that? And, you know, it was just hard to tell. I didn't watch a ton of Michigan games. We've talked about that. We looked at their run game, and it was just, you know, dominant. So it was hard to figure out, you know, whether or not this JJ kid was for real. But, we don't know. We really don't know. But he's held in high regard.
Yeah, he still may turn into something. I mean, it's early. It's been brutal to this point, no doubt about it. But and we'll see if he even plays. He's in concussion protocol. He's questionable, so it could be Brosmer instead of him, which I have no idea what he's going to bring to the table. There's a lot less to look at with him, so we'll see how that works out. But as it pertains to Sam, could you see him trying to prove a point? I wonder how hard it will be for him to sort of. I don't know how emotional he is or isn't about it. I'm sure he's probably glad he's with the Seahawks right now and looking at where the Vikings are. But maybe there's that sense to him like, yeah, this is what you passed on. This is what you shipped off in order to keep that guy. Like, does he want to prove a point?
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, for a guy like that, if he lets that affect him every year, he's going to have a lot to, because he's been in a lot of different places. Been with the Jets, been with Carolina, been with San Francisco, been with Minnesota, now Seattle. So, but yeah, he
kick all their butts.
Yeah,
show them all.
Exactly. So, but he came up here last year. I was just looking at his numbers when he played in Seattle, 63%, but 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, including a brilliant touchdown that he threw to Justin Jefferson where he stepped up in the pocket. So, Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's thinking about being on that team, but I do think deep down inside I think almost every player wants to prove it to, nothing on the surface, but just deep down inside, you're like, yeah, it'll feel pretty good to beat the team that just gave up on me.
Show you made a mistake.
Yeah.
You made a mistake.
He's such a nice dude, though, and everybody, just raves about that part of it. I can't imagine that he has like a bitter side where he just wants to stick it to the Minnesota Vikings.
I don't know. He's a pro athlete. He's competitive people. You know that better than anybody. There's that's deep down in there. I bet.
He's much nicer than me.
Well,
way nicer.
You're not setting the bar high, but he I don't know. I don't. My it's not even a concern. It's more of a curiosity. Would he force it? Would he want to really light them up just to stick it to him, or is he just like the guy who's able to go? Yeah, they made their move. I'm here and I'm winning, and we're in the thick of it. They're not, and all's right in the world. And I'm just going to play the game as if it were the Falcons coming up the following week or the Titans last week. It's not going to be any different.
Yeah, but the point that the Vikings are familiar with them. I mean, the familiarity thing is kind of huge. I just remember thinking, especially like when I went to Denver, like I had gone against those guys twice a year, and everybody seems like the big bad wolf, and then you kind of get to know him, and then you're like, I know that guy. I mean, I played against Gary Zimmerman before, who's a Hall of Famer. But then, once I got into Denver and they brought him in and everything, and he was there, and you go out and have beers and whatever, your families get together and all that, and you're like, I know he's a Hall of Famer, but he's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
He's not Superman.
Yeah. Brian Flores, who's their defensive coordinator for the Vikings, gave some thoughts on his close connection with Darnold.
Yeah, we had a great rapport, friendship, so I'm happy for him. But we will blitz him this week, that's for sure. We will, yeah.
Try to get him to panic, try to get him to make some mistakes, and we'll see how he takes advantage of that.
You think he's going to go out there and just play vanilla defense and not blitz him now?
I don't know. Would it seems like that could be a mind game. Yeah. Right? Like, let me just put that out there. Let me get that into his head and you get it into the coach's head, and they're going to prepare for something that they're not going to see much of.
Yeah.
He went on to break down, in his opinion, what stands out about the Seahawks offense.
Sam's doing great, but, they've got a lot of really great players over there. Good O-line, backs, tight ends. We've got, one of the best receivers in the league right now, playing at a high level. And, Clint's doing a great job of putting all those things together. They've got balance within the offense, and they're doing a lot of really good things. We're going to have to, play well in really all areas, up front and the back end, fundamentally. And it'll be a great challenge in a one of the loudest, most raucous stadiums, in our league. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, he recognizes the 12s.
I like that he lists basically the whole team. I mean, they got backs, they got tight ends, they got O-line.
Oh, who used to do that?
It's just
I'm drawing a blank on Washington State coach.
Which one?
The head coach that went to he passed.
Oh, Mike Leach. I thought you were going to say Russell Wilson, because he'd name every lineman every time.
Yeah, he would do that too. But yeah, Mike Leach, we would ask him about a player or a certain thing, and he would just like read off
the roster,
the names. Yeah. So, and the most interesting thing that we would get out of Mike Leach was that, like, if you asked him, what's your favorite drive-through, he would go into depth.
That he was excited to talk about.
Yeah, he's like, Burger King franchises can be inconsistent, and like great detail. And yeah, that's kind of what he did there.
Hypothetically, though, let's say he's being honest and they are going to blitz a lot. What's the remedy? If you're looking at Darnold in this offense, you're looking at some quick hitting plays over the middle, down the sidelines. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, just Sam being able to be mobile. The other thing is, if you can get your running game, you can get some gashing runs against those kinds of blitzes. And some people run blitzes as well, where it's like everybody just runs through a gap and expecting the run. But yeah, I mean, if you can just torture them a couple of times, that they'll start to back off. because if he's able to handle it and it's one of those days, but like if you're a defensive coordinator and you're, throwing a bunch of blitzes at him and you can see him, and these guys all know him, right?
Yeah.
And they see Sam getting shaken up and they're like, and I'm sure O'Connell might come and say, hey, keep bringing it because we're getting after him and I can see the effects. So that is one, I don't want to say huge advantage, but they know Sam. So, if they can get in his kitchen a little bit and start to, he gets happy feet and not making completions, definitely I think they have an advantage there.
Who was it? Was it Manning or Brady? One of the two where they were just, people didn't want to blitz because he would eat up blitzes. Like he was just his thing, like, please blitz, because he would just chew them up. I think it was Manning. I think he had some crazy numbers against the blitz where teams were like, no, we're not doing that with him.
Yeah. Well, him and Brady both not super mobile guys, right?
Fair. Hey, join us throughout the day on Wednesday for our Mariners Thanksgiving special. We're dedicating 1 hour of each show to celebrating the 2025 AL West champions and previewing the 2026 campaign, featuring interviews with Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander, and Dan Wilson, as well as broadcasters and executives. So if you miss anything, you can find the interviews on our YouTube page, or you can visit the Seattle Sports app. Could the Vikings actually be upgrading with a backup quarterback this week? We'll get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Every morning at 7:45, Brock Eward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
We've been talking about JSN, but take me even deeper into the numbers.
He would be 34th in the league in yards receiving if you only counted his 20-plus yard completions. I mean, it's just insane. The anticipation, the hand-eye coordination, the high point, all that he's got, that's why he's leading the league in that stat.
Catch every Blue 88 on the Seattle Sports app.
It's hard to believe the holidays are almost here. And do you or someone on your wish list want the gift of fitness? Well, Brock Eward here, and the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event is on right now. I've told you all for years, there is nothing better than a home gym, and to give it as a gift and to friends, even better. And right now, you could save up to $1,000 on Inspire gyms, Inspire treadmills, and True treadmills, plus get free delivery and assembly on Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. You can also save, how about this, up to 50% on last year's display models. With Olympic weight bars starting at $50 and home gym attachments and accessories, well, they're up to 50% off starting at just $10. So it's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or simply go to topfitness.com. Take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of yourself with the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event on right now. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours. At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Join the stations of Bonneville, Seattle, and Treehouse for the 37th year of Holiday Magic, helping provide holiday gifts and year-long support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the 37 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by master innovator Steve Saleen, this world-class exhibition takes you on a wild ride through the evolution of American speed, from classic muscle to the rarest supercars. Plan for an unforgettable day of horsepower, history, racing simulators, and food. It's fast, it's fun, and a great gift for Dad, doing something you'll never forget. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll get a closer look at this Vikings team with their radio analyst, Pete Bercich. Stick around for that conversation coming up. You guys can text in at 866-979-3776. Meanwhile, we're not sure who the quarterback's going to be for this Minnesota Viking team because J.J. McCarthy is in concussion protocol. So we don't know if he'll be cleared in time for the game. If he doesn't go, it's going to be their undrafted rookie, Max Brosmer. Out of Minnesota, played in Minnesota for one season and has had just a handful of passes thrown this year, so really no idea what to expect from him. You think it's if you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint with the Seahawks, are you going, man, I hope it's McCarthy because at least you know what he does. You got film. Here's his tendencies. Here's what he does well. Here's what he doesn't respond well to. Versus, well, this guy we don't really know.
Brosmer's a rookie, right?
Yeah, undrafted rookie.
Yeah, so he went to Minnesota in 24, but then before that he was at New Hampshire, which I think is Division II. I saw somewhere, if AI is to be trusted, that he threw for like 11,000 yards or something in that little arrangement at New Hampshire. But, yeah, I mean, I'll take this guy over J.J. McCarthy for sure, just because, I mean, he is an unknown, but, I mean, he's a rookie. You think maybe a couple of blitzes. You think, maybe when Leonard Williams gets a sack and does that lion celebration where he looks like a monster. I mean, yeah, I'll take this kid.
Yeah, I don't know. He's completed 62% of his passes so far. 5 of 8 for 42 yards. Mm-hmm. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Yeah, he's not the most physically imposing. I mean, he's 6'2". 217. He's not a huge guy. He's not small. He's just, he's the unknown, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's more comfort. I would think maybe there would be more comfort in the known entity, but maybe it's better just to get this guy out there in front of the 12s and they're going ballistic and he's getting his first start and trying to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's 62%. He's thrown 8 passes.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing that I would kind of dwell on. But yeah, I think, look, everybody in the league is there for a reason. And, you might have a different opinion with some of the fringe guys, like, okay, this guy, we think he's a second stringer. Another team thinks he's a third stringer or whatever. So, I mean, you always have to respect him. But, I mean, I can't think of a better situation for the defense and for Mike McDonald's defense in particular than him coming in here and the crowd starting to come back because this is a good team and getting after this kid and sending some blitzes. And they've been able to get pressure with 4 most of the year. So, maximum drop. I think there's lots of ways to beat this kid. But J.J. McCarthy, I mean, you can't really make the argument that he's so much better, right?
No.
So, yeah, I mean, but I'll just take the inexperienced kid. Definitely want to go up against him.
Kevin Seifert of ESPN, he's the Vikings reporter, and he was breaking down what it is Brosmer does better than McCarthy, in his opinion.
And what they found about him, there's lots of reasons why guys don't get drafted, height, weight, arm strength, whatever. But what they really were impressed with him was just how quickly he makes decisions and gets rid of the ball. And if you watched him in the preseason at all, you'll just see exactly sort of the opposite of what we were talking about with J.J. McCarthy. It's like, just trusting the routes, trusting the receivers, and 1, 2, 3 step throw, or going from progression to progression. And so, and that's what Kevin O'Connell talked about yesterday when he talked about Brosmer, is that this was a veteran's level ability to use his eyes to go from 1 to 2 to 3 in terms of his reads on a particular route. So they trust him from a mental standpoint and his ability to physically execute that.
So they've got some confidence in his ability to go through progressions and all that, and one more from him explaining why the Vikings coaches are optimistic about Brosmer in this offense.
For the level that he came in at the NFL, I think there's some optimism that he'll be able to run their offense and potentially run it a little bit cleaner than what J.J. McCarthy was running. I've been trying to just hold people back and just say, look, like for every Brock Purdy, there's 1,000 guys that never make it in that scenario. So, and so we'll see what he's able to do. But he does have the trust of some guys like Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown, the quarterbacks coach, who've seen a lot of quarterbacks and I think are pretty trustworthy in terms of their assessment.
But they didn't want Darnold or Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly. So did you hear Pete when he said the pastronaut?
What?
You know who he was talking about? He was talking about all the quarterbacks that have come through Minnesota and Joshua Dobbs. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess he had the nickname Pastronaut. I didn't know that, but he says it in the interview. And the kid's been all over the place. But, that's another obscure quarterback that has gone through Minnesota over the last few years. I mean, it's not like they've had one guy there that's been solid since, what, Kirk Cousins?
Yeah. They brought in Carson Wentz this year. He got hurt. It's been bad. It's been a rough go for this team at that spot. And decision-making in terms of personnel is not looking great right now. And you wonder, I don't know much about Justin Jefferson's personality, if he's going to be a guy that's going to start barking about what's going on there, if he's going to be that receiver. Is he going to be A.J. Brown? He's going to be – at least he'd have a reason to be unhappy.
Yeah.
They're losing. Their offense is bad. So
no kidding.
At least there's a reason versus coming off a Super Bowl and being first place in your division and all of that. But you wonder when Jefferson and these other guys might start, maybe him, just because he's the face, right? He's the superstar of the team.
Yeah. I mean, he got 154 targets last year, and right now he's at 99. Yeah. So, I mean, he's getting targeted, but
just 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I don't know where some of these, some of the throws are coming. What do you have, 10 or 11 last year, touchdowns? But, yeah, that's the thing, though. I will say this about receivers is that, if you've got like a sort of like a conveyor belt of these quarterbacks coming in here and, it's always a different guy, I mean, you have something to complain about, but And so that's why those guys get, that sort of diva label.
Yeah.
But,
and sometimes they get it because they're A.J. Brown.
Yeah. When you're A.J. Brown, you have nothing to complain about. You're just a diva idiot. I don't know that much about Justin Jefferson, as far as his personality, other than that he's just really dynamic, very good.
Well, he's gone over 1,000 yards every year of his career, 1,400, 1,600, 1,800, just over 1,023, only played 10 games. And then last year, 1,500, 10 touchdowns last year, as you were saying. He's got just 2 this year. But see if he gets over 1,000. If he gets over 1,000 yards with this hodgepodge of quarterbacks,
that'll be impressive.
That would be impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got 60 catches to 99 targets and just 2 touchdowns. Just 2 tutties, Dave. So
stop.
He's we'll see if maybe he can if he's going to be able to hit that number again.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a weapon, but man, they doesn't at least at this point doesn't feel like they've got the guys to utilize him the right way. We'll get some firsthand insight about the quarterback situation from Vikings radio analyst Pete Bercich. He's going to join us next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Hey, it's Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and this year Seattle Sports is hosting Mariners Thanksgiving.
How about that?
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners all day tomorrow.
And they got it! Wow!
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salk, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring President of Baseball Jerry DiPoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins Wyman and Bob. It's Mariners Thanksgiving with the 2025 AL West champion Mariners and Seattle Sports.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/Dining District.
The Puyallup Tribe of Indians and Salish Cancer Center are excited to announce the 3rd annual Giving Hope Gala. You can help support the Giving Hope Gala December 13th at the Emerald Queen Casino Event Center and raise money for the Patient Financial Assistance Fund. The Salish Cancer Center helps anyone battling cancer, and attending this incredible event supports that cause. For tickets, sponsorship, and additional information on the Giving Hope Gala, visit puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. and save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax, sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
For 50 seasons,
Sold out Kingdome as the Seahawks get ready to go down on the field.
when it comes to passion,
The blitz is on, the ball pops loose, picks it up in the 15 to the 10 to 5. Touchdown Seahawks!
and noise,
Make a little noise. He's resetting his running backs. Penalty flags all over the place. They're going to blow the play dead.
and dedication, it's always the 12s. Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The NFL has suspended Panthers safety Trevon Moyer 1 game without pay for striking 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings in the groin area in last night's Monday Night Football game. He's appealing the penalty, a source told Adam Schefter. If the suspension is upheld, he will miss the Panthers game against the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. The Panthers also could be without Pro Bowl cornerback J.C. Horn, who suffered a concussion late in the first half of that game last night. Dave Canales, their head coach, said Horn will be evaluated daily. Meanwhile, the Bills adding some help at the wide receiver position. They signed veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who was waived by the New Orleans Saints on Saturday and cleared waivers on Monday.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Seahawks and the Vikings getting set to match up this weekend here at Lumen Field. We get a closer look at this Vikings team with a man we've spoken to a number of times. He's back on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline with us. Pete Bercich, Vikings radio analyst, is our guest today. How are you, Pete?
I'm good. I mean, getting ready for Thanksgiving, coming out Thursday. My wife and I are flying out on Thursday to Seattle, maybe hang out, go to Vancouver, don't know, but spend a couple days up in the Pacific Northwest before the game. So that part of it's great. The season and everything else, we're kind of right now leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's ironic to be talking to you guys about Darnold and everything. The Vikings, we've got some things that they got to fix.
Well, how big of a talking point is that out there? Obviously, it is here as we look at it, and Darnold, for the most part, has been really good with the Seahawks, and we've seen what Daniel Jones has done with the Colts, and people point back to where they were previously. Is that a national talking point, and it's not much of one there, or is that one where fans are upset at how things have gone at that quarterback position?
Yeah, I think that it's a talking point, but I think it doesn't quite make a lot of sense. Only in that the decision to let Sam Darnold go was made the year before he even got here. because you drafted J.J. McCarthy 10th overall. You traded up to get him. So he is your guy. And they should be getting credit for bringing Darnold in and who struggled, was actually facing his own mortality as a player, so to speak, and then was able to resurrect his career because he's in the right system, the right place, right time with the right coaches. Now they're saying, well, maybe you should have paid him and kept him and kept McCarthy on the bench for another year. It's like, yeah, well, you didn't know that he would hurt his ankle and miss a few weeks and some other thing. It's just, you made the decision to bring McCarthy in. You made the decision that he is going to be your franchise quarterback. And you have to live with it. So if you're going to criticize anything, maybe go after that and say, well, how did you think he was worthy of a number 10 pick, so to speak? But, the moves and then, letting Jones go. I mean, Jones, he's smart. Where do I have the best chance to start? I know I'm not going to start here in Minnesota because the franchise is invested in their draft pick, and decided to go to, Indy, which was a good move on his part. He got paid probably a lot more money than he would have in Minnesota. Maybe not, I don't know, but at least he was more confident in his ability to start there. So in that regard, not a whole lot there you can criticize and talk about, although people just want to talk about it endlessly here and kind of everywhere else.
Hey, Pete. So I talked to a couple of guys in the personnel department for the Seahawks just about J.J. McCarthy, and he's kind of a mystery coming out of Michigan. I mean, I think he was a good quarterback, no question, but he didn't put up big numbers, and they had a really good running game there. But obviously, because when I talked to the personnel department, they're like, why would the Minnesota Vikings get rid of J.J. McCarthy? And so I mean, he's highly no question about it, but. What did you see from him that that made them think? It made O'Connell think that, hey, this is the guy that we're going forward with.
Well, I mean, he's been a winner throughout his entire career. The arm strength and accuracy is there as well. I think they liked a lot of the quarterbacks that were coming out that year. Don't forget you had Drake May and Caleb Williams and Michael Penix, and there were a number of guys. Bo Nix, right? There were a bunch of guys, and I think there were probably a number of them that they. I don't know what necessarily what the pecking order would be, but I do know that when Bo Nix was drafted, we were all pretty excited because then we knew McCarthy was probably going to fall to us. But yeah, he checked all the boxes. I mean, and here's the thing, Kevin O'Connell had proven that he could take the year we lost Kirk Cousins. He brought in the Pastronaut, and he brought in a number of guys and got them in condition to start and play probably as well as they could have. What he did with Darnold, he was a quarterback in college, a quarterback in the NFL, quarterback coach, coordinator, now head coach. If there's a guy on the planet that should be able to identify quarterback talent, right, you would trust Kevin O'Connell. Like back in the day when we drafted Christian Ponder, we had a defensive head coach in Mike Zimmer. So you can make sense then if you miss on something like that. But his story is just starting. He's 22 years old, just had a baby a few weeks ago. Well, not him, but his fiance. So, every time you lose like that, you kind of take a step back. I mean, we lost to the Bears because of all we had to do was cover a kickoff and not let Devin Duvernay take it all the way back to their side of the field, and maybe that conversation's completely changed, right? So it's hyperbolic. I'm not sitting here saying we're going to make the playoffs. I mean, the Vikings have a lot of work cut out for them, and there's a lot of development of McCarthy that needs to occur. And at this level, you don't always have a lot of time for development, right? You need to get better yesterday. So is it frustrating? Absolutely. 14-3 season last year doesn't help because that spoils you in a lot of ways. So yeah, everybody's pretty frustrated. And while that matters, in the real world is what do his teammates think, right? What do they feel? What do they think? And we'll never know that. And, if they believe in him as a leader of the team, then they'll continue to battle. And it's putting a lot of stress on the defense and everything else. And, I mean, we've given the ball away 21 times this year. 21. I think we're right around. We're not too far from you guys, but we're
second worst on that.
If there was an award for that, I think we'd be wearing the roses and get the crown. But so there's a lot of other things that are plaguing this team at the moment than just the young quarterback.
Hey, really quick, how did O'Connell handle that? By the way, because Mike McDonald with the giveaways last week, there was 20, and this, Pete. I mean, the turnover ratio it's undefeated, and that's
right. Typically
something that goes along with losses. But Mike McDonald was saying, well, what am I supposed to do? Tell these guys, hey, stop turning the ball over. But what was O'Connell's approach, or has he addressed that?
Well, I mean, I think there's the point of emphasis. I mean, technically, there's some things that you can do, but so much of it is the situation that you put yourself in, right? Defensively last year, for example, we saw more passes last year than any other defense in the league, about 63%. And so we were getting turnovers a lot. Teams were down multiple scores. They had to press and get the ball vertically. They didn't feel good about punting the football away and letting their defense make a stop. This year, it's been completely different. We played the AFC North. They're a run-heavy organization in that conference, but teams are just running the ball. That 63% number is pretty much flipped. And so the Packers team's really patient. They're just running the ball 2-3 yards a clip and make a short pass on third down. If it doesn't work out, then we'll punt the ball and back you up and make you go to the long field. And, they're not worried about offensively. They're not worried about getting down by 2 scores. And so defensively, our guys are frustrated, not because of what they're doing or not doing, but because they're just playing the run. And then, the short underneath passes and very safe styles from these offenses. And so that contributes to the takeaway side of it. On the giveaway side of it, it's just the opposite. We've been behind. I think that playing from behind has been the biggest thing. And being down multiple scores, our offense does what? They feel the need to become explosive. They feel the need to get the ball down the field, and that results sometimes in throws that just aren't good, or a running back trying to do too much, a kick returner trying to do too much. And sometimes it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, because you don't want to get them tight, right? You don't want them hanging on too tightly. But, at the same time, there are a ton of factors that go into it. It's like control what you can control. And I think pre-snap penalties and turnovers are probably 2 of the main things that you can control. And we just haven't quite. I think we're number 2 in the league in pre-snap penalties, number 3 maybe. I mean, on the bottom. I'm not saying we're the best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had 8 false starts, 8 or 9. We had 8 or 9 a couple of weeks ago at home, and didn't have one in the first quarter. Not a single one in the first quarter. It was the rest of the game. Now we get to go all the way out to Solomon Field and deal with the crowd noise and keep our fingers crossed that we're not jumping off sides every second or third play. And then you put yourself in 2nd and 15, 3rd and 15, or 3rd and 12, and now you have to throw the ball. And you see where I'm going with this? It's a cycle that you get caught in.
Yep.
Well, Pete, as we talk, J.J. McCarthy is listed as questionable in concussion protocol. So potentially the Seahawks will be facing Max Brosmer, which I don't know how many people are familiar with him, but what can you tell us about the guy who could be starting that game for the Vikings?
Well, let me say this. You guys out west may not be familiar with Max Brosmer, which is fine. That's fine. He's an East Coast kid. Went to New Hampshire for 4 years. Transferred to the University of Minnesota for his 5th year. And basically, you know, when they had their pro day, our coaches are all there because it's, you know, right here in Minneapolis, and he impressed enough people to get the opportunity. They signed him as a free agent, came in and played very well in the preseason, surprised in the preseason. I have a YouTube channel where I do film analysis, and I have one from from the preseason with Brosmer when we went up against the Patriots, who at the time everyone's like, well, it's the Patriots. Well, apparently the Patriots are pretty good. But Brosmer was very impressive. He has the blessing and the curse of being able to execute and play well without getting a lot of snaps, which is kind of a curse because if you get that identity as a player, then people just look at you as a backup. But yeah, I mean, does he have a cannon for an arm? No, he doesn't have the height, weight, speed. That's why he was, not drafted. If he was 6'5", he would have been drafted. But he's done a really, really good job when he's had the opportunity to play. He's had a couple snaps this year, but this will be his first regular season action. I assume with the way that you guys treated, Ward last week, that you'll blitz the living daylights out of him. That's a reality. But, I think this entire state will go absolutely crazy if Brosmer plays well because he's a kind of a hometown kid, and they love him here. So the fans here are very excited, believe it or not, to see the backup quarterback for a number of reasons. But again, we're in flyover land. But yeah, so Seattle fans may not be too familiar with him. He's a backup quarterback. He's a rookie too. So that's the reality of it. I expect a kind of conservative type deal on your end too, from a game plan standpoint. So we'll see how this all plays out.
Pete, you and Paul Allen had one of the more memorable calls last year. We've played it a number of times, and actually Rabel the other day in the booth. This was a couple games ago. He about Sam Darnold. He was like, Sam, like get rid of the ball, and it was somewhat reminiscent of that. Yeah. But when you look at what Sam's doing now and like how, I mean, did you think that was it for him? Basically, and people are still
last year. Yeah,
and people are still very skeptical with him.
Yeah, no, not at all. People are going to be skeptical. I mean, that's just what they are and what they do. And then for the fans that are skeptical, I'm Geno Smith. I mean, I'm familiar. It can get a hell of a lot worse, right? Look at those Vikings are in. Darnold. Did a fantastic job for us last year. He has a tremendous amount of mid to deep range accuracy. The production of Smith and Jigba is directly tied, I think, to what Darnold can do. And he's a good, solid quarterback. I think watching you guys on film, doing a lot to keep him out of the pocket, letting him roll out, play action, bootleg, all those things help because I think for Sam, I mean, every quarterback has a kryptonite, and if you can get in his face, hit him, hit him as he's throwing the football, maybe he dials into Jigba a little bit too much and just fires that thing out there, kind of like what you saw again, right? He's just like, I'm getting rid of this football. I got a guy that's going to split me in half. So that's where he's making mistakes. So I think the key to that is, yes, you got to get pressure on him because if you just let him sit there in the pocket and throw, he's going to tear you apart. But Darnold last year was an unbelievably big surprise, and he maintained it really throughout the year. He was sacked 49, 50 sometimes here last year, which is, I think, why we saw a lot of roll-off in his performance in the last 2 weeks of the season. So keeping him protected and keeping him upright is I think, critical and crucial for him. And the better your offensive line gets and the better your protection gets, the better Sam Darnold's going to get.
Pete, the one area I was looking at stats for the Vikings, just where they rank, defense, offense,
Why?
different aspects.
Why?
Well, I wanted to see where they actually do excel, according to the numbers anyway. They're 7th in the league defensively against the pass. They allow just 186 passing yards per game, which plays into the conversation about Sam Darnold. What is it you see there in their pass defense that allows them to at least excel in that category?
I think the one thing to look at too, and going into Green Bay, we were 7th in the league in passing. On a per play basis, we were 21st. So again, I think that is exactly what I was referring to earlier, is that teams just aren't throwing the football against us because they don't feel the need to. They either have a lead or we've given them the ball 2 or 3 times. And they're just choosing not to. The one thing that we do still do well is getting after the quarterback. Our sack rate, I don't know what it is this week, but last week we were 6th overall. So that's number of sacks versus the number of passes so we're not, in total sacks, we're not going to be up there, but percentage wise. So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're like, Flores is going to blitz however much he has to maintain a certain amount of pressure on the quarterback. They're 6th in sack rate. Why would I risk? Why would I throw the ball 45 times in a game against a defense like this when their offense is having trouble putting up points on the board? And let's just play the long game. And teams are doing that. AFC North, that's what they do, right? They run the ball. And so that's been the challenge this year. I mean, defensively, those guys are playing well. We haven't really been tested through the air. We haven't really faced a team that's thrown the football 40 times against us because, again, they just haven't had to. But Isaiah Rodgers, we got from Philadelphia. When we signed him, I think everybody kind of, was more of at cornerback, is playing very, very well. He and Byron Murphy do a good job. Fabian Moreau has been kind of filling in a nickel or dime spot. And, if we get Jonathan Grenard back for this week, that'll be huge. If you want to watch an injury ticker thing, I'd check for McCarthy, but see if Jonathan Grenard's playing, because I still think he's the best defensive player that we have. He's not killing it in the sack total, but he's killing it with pressures, and he plays the run very well, which I'm looking at Charbonnet and the rest of your running backs, and I'm thinking, you guys might just be, running the football the entire time. Because, again, for the reasons I stated earlier.
He is Vikings radio analyst Pete Bercich. He's been our guest once again here with Wyman and Bob. Pete, always a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks so much for taking the time in Seattle. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. It's my favorite road trip. I love Lumen Field. It's I played in the Kingdome, so I know what that was like back in the day. But yeah, the new stadium, it's not new anymore, but absolutely loved coming out there. So I can't wait.
There you go. There's Pete Bercich of the Vikings radio broadcast. They're analysts, part of the legendary highlight we've played here a few times of Sam Darnold being sacked, I believe, for the 5th time in that game. He went on to be sacked 4 more times. So I'd love to see what those calls were. Did we ever hear those?
Yeah.
Like
Do you remember
sack
by
6,
the
7, 8, and 9?
I think USA Today, some website pulled them all, and by the 7th or 8th, they were just resigned. They weren't even good. They were just dejected. The 5th one was the best by far.
That was the outrage?
That's what broke them, as we've heard. I think we know it by heart by now.
So they were just defeated
we
on
can
sack
recreate
6, 7th, 8th.
Yeah, I just
Throw it,
remember
man.
we thought the 9th one would be good, and it was very sad and dejected.
I don't think
day.
they could have gotten more outraged than they did on that 5th sack. So
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, maybe he likes it up here because they came up here and won last year. I don't know, but
he loves it here.
Yeah. Well, it's a great booth, and for. You go around, nobody cares about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You go around as a radio guy, sometimes the booths are terrible. Like you can't fit in the front row, and you have to kind of stand on the stairs, and you're looking, at the end zone, but we're like on the 50-yard line. So It's a great view. It's pretty high up, so it's probably the best from that standpoint. Maybe that's what he likes. But
there's not a ton of room in there, though.
No.
I mean, because somebody has to stand behind you, right? So, yeah. It's in a good spot. It's positioned well, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's the most roomy thing I've seen, but I don't know how it compares to other radio booths. I've not seen.
Some
NFL.
of them are worse than that, for sure. But mostly like the location. But again, nobody gives a crap. I always say I'm the least important person on the flight when we go out because, who cares about that? Rabel could do the whole thing himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe he likes it because of that and because they won out here last time. That was probably a fun ride home.
I bet it was, and hopefully it's not so fun. He's a nice guy, but I'd like him to be a little disappointed on the way home.
That's right.
All right, if you guys missed any part of that conversation with Pete Bercich of the Vikings radio broadcast, you can find that on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, we'll dive into a little more of what Pete told us about the Vikings defense and how they might try to affect Sam Darnold. That's coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Hey, it's Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and this year Seattle Sports is hosting Mariners Thanksgiving.
How about that?
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners all day tomorrow.
And they got it! Wow!
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salk, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring President of Baseball Jerry Dipoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins Wyman and Bob. It's Mariners Thanksgiving with the 2025 AL West champion Mariners and Seattle Sports.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday. Peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
When I asked Scott Lucky if his last name had anything to do with his success in the trucking industry, he laughed and said, well, Mike, I guess you could say I've always been lucky. But when I asked him how he and his family grew Lucky Distribution Services into the company it is today, he didn't talk about luck at all. We work hard, he said. We keep a close eye on the bottom line, and we treat our people the right way. In other words, Scott Lucky makes his own luck, which is precisely why he switched to Pure Talk Business. Last month, I paid the big guys $740 for 12 lines, he told me. This month, I paid Pure Talk $420 for the exact same service. Thousands of businesses all over the country are saving real money by switching to America's most dependable 5G network, and luck has nothing to do with it. Just dial pound 250 and say micro. That's pound 250 micro to switch to a wireless company that works as hard as you do. Pure Talk.
Dave Wyman here, joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis, a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, how does CyberKnife compare to other prostate cancer treatments?
So one of the advantages of the CyberKnife platform is that the treatment can be concluded in just 5 days, as opposed to other treatments that require anywhere from 26 to 42 days of radiation.
How do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnifeProstate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Join the stations of Bonneville, Seattle, and Treehouse for the 37th year of Holiday Magic, helping provide holiday gifts and year-long support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the 37 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476.
Powerhouse basketball programs UCLA and Gonzaga will renew a burgeoning rivalry when they square off in the 2025 Seattle Hoops Showdown December 13th at Climate Pledge Arena. Seattle Sports has your chance to win 2 tickets. Head to seattlesports.com/win to enter and see contest rules. That's seattlesports.com/win for your chance to win 2 tickets to see UCLA and Gonzaga in the 2025 Seattle Hoops Showdown December 13th at Climate Pledge Arena. Enter today. Contest ends November 30th.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob
Weekdays 2 to 7.
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks once again to Pete Bercich of the Vikings radio crew who joined us in the previous segment. If you guys missed any part of that, it is available on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, looking at some of those numbers, Dave, with the Vikings and where they rank on both sides of the ball, really, as we talked about with Pete, the only area they excel, and he sort of qualified it, why they excel there. And it made it sound like not so much they're doing, just about teams getting so far ahead that they just run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, they're ranked number 7 in pass defense, 186 yards per game. They're not good against the run. Once again, we're facing a team that is not ranked highly against the run. Number 24, allowing just under 130 yards per game. So it would seem that maybe you have opportunities, once again, like you did against Washington, like you did against Tennessee. Maybe this is where they'll take advantage of it. Perhaps Daniel Jeremiah was talking with Brock and Salk. He's on with them each week, and he was talking about what he liked about the Seahawks rushing attack against the Titans.
I thought offensively they did a good job getting up to the second level in the run game. 76 was excellent in the run game, getting up to the second level. Did some nice things there. 88 blocks his tail off. I like seeing what he was doing in the run game there. I thought both backs ran hard, ran with vision. So I thought offensively they did some really good things, and I thought they were in a good spot.
76 and 88.
Yeah.
Zabel and
A.J. Barner. Yeah, those guys. Barner had the block on the run, the touchdown run that Charbonnet had. And my only complaint was that at the end he put his hands up in the air like, I'm not holding. Referees will tell you, hey, if you do that, you make yourself look a little bit more guilty.
You're looking a little conspicuous.
That's probably the only mistake, other than the one barnyard where they didn't get it done, that I saw from A.J. Barner. A.J. has just been unbelievable as a blocker and also as a pass catcher, and I think he can be, like I've been saying since his rookie year, really. I think he can be like a Kittle and a Kelsey type of player, a guy that can do both. So he's a great asset to have, and so he did a good job. I saw a play where both guards, Bradford and Zabel, got up to the linebacker, and it was just sealed him off. I mean, they look really good right now. So, I mean, there were some things in there. And the football 101 thing will probably be out by tomorrow. But, I took about 6 plays where they really just got after that Jeffrey Simmons guy. just got after him. I mean, just buried him a couple of times. Charles Cross, probably the most impressive one. It was a run to the left, and so he was all the way out of bounds, came back in just to hit Jeffrey Simmons and knocked him, on his tail, and then he was looking for the penalty and everything. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is a team that we can run against and continue some of the good stuff that they did. The offensive line, that was as good as I've seen them. I haven't watched them as closely as I did because I had so much fun watching them this last time. But I think everybody wanted that to be a blowout and a bigger margin of victory. But I think that is enough to make me happy.
Seeing the line play well?
Yes. And I'm not saying they did it on every single play, because, there was a couple of, Anthony Bradford moments. There was a couple of times with Olu, but for the most part, he got after him and was able to get his hips turned around, and he was frustrated by that offensive line. So I don't know. I think they almost took that on as a challenge, hey, this is their best player, but and everybody's talking about him, but we're not going to back down to this guy. But the beauty of that is that once you do that, now okay, I can do that. This will be a good confidence builder for Anthony Bradford. He knows now what it feels like to have a game like that and get all of the praise that he's going to get from his coaches. There's still going to be some coaching points for him always, but I saw the nastiness out of Olu. So, and then Zabel, just an absolute pro. But, they've got some good players on that defense. That Andrew Van Ginkel kid, who looks like he should be in a garage band. Javon Hargrave, good player. Harrison Smith is still in there. Eric Wilson is a guy, linebacker, that has great stats, and he's been playing his tail off. So that's the thing. As you go through the week, you start to realize, okay, look at these people's record, and then all of a sudden you start looking at the people, and you start going, okay, they've got some ballers there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had the PFF grades here earlier, which I know everybody buys into as gospel.
Can't wait for that.
Well, they had for last week just grading in order of Seahawks. They had Bradford as the best.
Yeah.
They had Jones as second best. And I think who was third? I gotta find. I had it up on Twitter.
Is it Jones was second best?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. They're never wrong. So
yeah,
that's I'll see if I can locate that. But yeah, it was interesting that they had Bradford first, and there were a lot of what I noticed on social media, Anthony Bradford fans. I didn't know they existed, but they were doing a bit of a victory lap over
Really?
the PFF grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, are you but coming off that, obviously you've got confidence in what he can do and what Olu can do against the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully that results in a run game that we have yet to really see. I mean, they were impactful. They were good. They just didn't run it. They passed more than they ran in this last game. I think it was 24-20, and 11 carries for K9, who was explosive. He had a nice day out there, but just 11 carries. Mike McDonald, meanwhile, isolating those two, talking about Anthony Bradford and Olu on Monday, and he was asked how he felt they played.
he's playing hard. He's playing hard. He's playing physical. I think the right side of our line has really developed over the course of the season. I'd include Abe in that conversation as well. Abe's coming off an injury, gaining confidence with his play, kind of getting back to his old form. I think AB is the same thing. And then I'll tell you what, Olu did another really nice job yesterday. He played hard. I think he made a lot of unsung blocks that don't really go noticed, and deserves a lot of credit for that. I felt like our targets were on point for the majority of the game, especially in the run game. And, Olu's the one running the show on that front, so he deserves credit for that.
Yeah, and I think it'll give them confidence knowing the caliber of player that they were blocking, because there was a couple of times with Olu where Jeffrey Simmons was on his outside shoulder, and he had to reach block him, meaning I've got to get my left shoulder on his left shoulder. So you have to get wide, and he got that, and he kind of latched on, but then you see his feet and his hips start to turn great footwork and everything, but then all of a sudden he has Jeffrey Simmons just entirely shielded off, and and that was why I liked the run game the other day, just because there wasn't, there was more than usual as far as like the 10 longest plays where you had some runs in there, but there was also like some 6-yard runs, some 7-yard runs. And, and I know they didn't run for a ton, but, you had a 19-yard run. Walker had another like 25-yard run. I mean, it was Charbonnet had a 13-yard, and I think that was a touchdown. So yeah, I mean that they got after it, and it was like, 8, 9, 10-yard type of runs that they haven't really had in the past. It's been like just a couple here and there. So I think they're starting to get that part of it. And if you want a confidence builder, like for Olu and for Zabel too, and Anthony Bradford, you blocked one of the best players in the NFL, and you did it with a lot of conviction. Mm-hmm. When they were down there for that joint practice, that Jeffrey Simmons guy just wrecked an entire. I remember watching it, going, "Oh my God, this guy is just ridiculous." It was an entire like 9-on-7, which is a run drill, and he just ruined it. I mean, we couldn't run the ball. He just wrecked it, and he's an amazing player. So when you get, that kind of a play where, you have success against a really good player, it gives you a ton of confidence. And I always say that, it's like a recipe you put in your back pocket, like, okay, and I'm not saying they're going to do it every time, but like at least you can.
Right.
So you have enough talent. You're good enough. And, that for the first time, looking at the offensive line, had very few complaints.
Hey, a reminder, join us throughout the day on Wednesday, that's tomorrow, for our Mariners Thanksgiving special. We're dedicating 1 hour of each show to celebrating the 2025 AL West champions and previewing the 2026 campaign, featuring interviews with Jerry DiPoto, with Bump and Stacy, Justin Hollander, with Brock and Salk. Dan Wilson will join us, as well as broadcasters, executives. So if you missed anything out there, you can find the interviews on our YouTube page or the Seattle Sports app. Meanwhile, we're going to have a bit of a Seahawks reunion edition of Sweeping the Dial. That's coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Bump and Stacy.
I was talking a big game.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
I said the Seahawks are going to win by 20, and we wanted two things: win with style points and don't turn the ball over. 1 for 2.
This is why I didn't want to buy into the blowout.
Well,
I said it was a possibility, but I also said this is the NFL and things are going to happen. And also, if you just take away that punt return, then the score looks a bit different.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710. Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here. You guys have heard me talking about one of the great decisions I've made in a long time, and that was when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange, and I went because I was just tired of carrying readers around with me everywhere. I needed them to read small print. So being in restaurants, reading menus, reading the receipt when it came, couldn't read it without readers. Same reading labels on products in a store. It was just beyond problematic, got tired of it, and maybe you're in the same spot, and I know I've heard from some of you on the text line that you've had some of the same issues. So I would highly advise you check it out. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. LASIK and EVO ICL from King LASIK gives you freedom from glasses and contacts. Refractive Lens Exchange from K2 Vision RLE adds extra freedom from readers and cataracts. So if you're struggling with distance, up close, whatever it is, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect and permanent solution. And the best part is you're never going to develop a cataract. With over 250,000 procedures, Dr. Kopstein, who did my procedure, and Dr. King are two of the most experienced vision correction surgeons in America. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors out there with all of the data to recommend the very best procedure for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today. Just go to K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
It's hard to believe the holidays are almost here. And do you or someone on your wish list want the gift of fitness? Well, Brock Heward here, and the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event is on right now. I've told you all for years, there is nothing better than a home gym, and to give it as a gift and to friends, even better. And right now, you could save up to $1,000 on Inspire gyms, Inspire treadmills, and True treadmills, plus get free delivery and assembly on Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. You can also save, how about this, up to 50% on last year's display models, with Olympic weight bars starting at $50 and home gym attachments and accessories, well, they're up to 50% off starting at just $10. So it's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or simply go to topfitness.com. Take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of yourself with the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event on right now. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Dave Chappelle, live at Climate Pledge Arena December 9th, one night only. The comedy legend returns to Seattle. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't wait. Dave Chappelle, Climate Pledge Arena December 9th. Get your seats today.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
So still nothing official yet, but earlier today, Quandre Diggs posted a story of his daughter with Blitz the Seahawk and the song I'm Coming Home. Then Brady Henderson reported that the two sides are working towards a deal. So assuming, okay, if this does get done and Quandre Diggs returned, I figured, hey, why not go back to one of his most memorable quotes, I guess. You guys talk about this a good amount. I enjoyed it as well. So this is towards the end of his first season here. Quandre Diggs was explaining why he likes the Seattle weather.
Yeah, I'm fine with the gloomy. I got a gloomy personality, so that's fine with me. You know, some days I could be, you know, ready to laugh and joke, and then some days I just want to not talk to anybody. So that's kind of how I look at it here. It could be sunny, and then it could be gloomy.
He's got a gloomy personality.
He had us really cracking up there.
He blends right into the weather here.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that quote, though. Yeah, he was one of those guys that was always messing with people, and he was just kind of grumpy and everything. Well, I'm so happy to have him back. When we went out for that practice week that we had with the Tennessee, the mock practice or whatever you want to call it, he was the first guy to come over and, like, talking to the trainers, talking to the equipment managers, talking to even, came up to me and just remembered everybody. So can't wait to have him back. And like I said, he got in here, I think he was hurt. That was 2019, right? Yeah, 2019. Schneider got him for like a 5th rounder, I think.
Yep.
And, he didn't play the first game, but I think in that Ram game, his first game, he got 2 interceptions, ended up with 3, I think, that year. So, and then went on to get 5, 5, and 4 the next 3 years.
Yeah, he was a funny dude. Remember, he was on when Nick Ballore used to do the Between Two Ballores or whatever, and he brought Quandre on. He said, "Wow, you're really short," or something like that. Quandre didn't even really smile. He just kind of gave him that look. It was perfect.
I remember the other thing that he told us is that he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown and an interception for a touchdown that both got called back.
In Detroit, yeah.
Sweeping the dial.
Well, we're keeping the Seahawks reunion going. This is, former coach, obviously, Pete Carroll, now in Vegas. We talked about the Chip Kelly firing yesterday. Pete addressed it and said it just kind of didn't work out like they're anticipating.
I've been doing it this way for a lot of years, and it's a winning formula for if you play good defense and you kick the ball well. And so we're trying to get that, and we just have not captured it. And so this is what this move is about.
Is there a little bit of a differing opinion on that between you and Chip?
Not so much so, but we gave him I gave Chip a lot of leeway because he's got an extraordinary background in history, and he had such a phenomenal season coming out of Ohio State last year that we wanted to, give him his due and all that. But as we continued to grow and come together, we just couldn't get there. So I wish him the very best, and I like him, and we got along great and all that, but we had to make a tough call.
You could take his $18 million and go to wherever is home.
Yeah.
Do you buy that? I mean, Pete hasn't done that in mid-season, and do you think Pete took one for the team there, and that it was actually the owner, Mark Davis?
I kind of feel like it came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, if you want to continue coaching this team into next season, we need something to happen here. We can't be status quo and accepting this as it's going to be, because Pete got trounced on social media anyway for his post-game press conference. He had a line in there that was something, paraphrasing, like something good's about to happen, like trying to spin it positive, which is what he does. But it just kind of went viral, and like, is he delusional? They need to get rid of him. He doesn't even know where he's at, and all of that kind of stuff. But I had the same feeling that Mark Davis or again Tom Brady, I don't know how much say he's gotten anything, but it just his hand was forced, perhaps.
Yeah, that's
it may be properly so.
Yeah, it's just something that he doesn't really seem to do, and it just didn't seem like him. They also fired the special team coordinator as well. But who was it? Was it Mark Schlereth that was saying that Chip Kelly is just not a pro coach? That he's somebody. We had a clip somewhere.
Yeah, that was him yesterday.
Was that Mark? Yeah, that he just believes that Chip Kelly is not a pro level coach. That
him
he's a
and
college
El Hombre.
coach. Yep.
Sweeping the dial.
Well, in keeping with the theme of sweeping the dial here, a former Seahawks assistant, Dave Canales, now head coach of the Panthers, he had to answer questions about his safety, Trayvon Merrick, yesterday, who punched Juwan Jennings below the belt in the groin region. Bob, I think you read that in the story. So Dave Canales had to answer questions about, hey, why did your guy punch the other guy down there?
There's a video that's clear as day of Trayvon Merrick hitting Juwan Jennings low, not near the ball at all. What happened there? Did you get any?
I'll get to the bottom of that. I want to see what exactly happened, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Trey about that yet. As you know, we've just been kind of talking to the team and wrapping up the day. But that'll be a conversation that I'll dig into.
Will you try to talk to him tonight?
Yeah, I'll talk to him tonight, and I want to make sure I'll have a chance right now to look at the film and to see what happened.
I think it would be funny if Dave Canales came out and said, yeah, I talked to Trey, and, after looking at the film and everything, that guy deserved it. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that would probably be a bad look. He said that, and his Merrick has been suspended for 1 game, and he's appealing it. I guess that's just protocol for the Players Association. You just automatically appeal because it's right there, plain as day on video. You see the replay, and he's going right after the junk, hits him there, and you see Jennings bending over like, oh, he's in pain, and he's looking at the ref, and he's doubled over, and yeah, it's interesting to hear that, and then hear the coach on the other side saying, yeah, I was really proud of him keeping his composure during the game so as not to impact the team, essentially not pick up a penalty, and waiting until after the game to go seek retribution.
Yeah, that Shanahan actually had it. It's pretty succinct. He was matter of fact here.
Yeah, the guy took a cheap shot and hit him in the balls, and I was real proud of Juwan for not losing his mind out there and getting him to the sideline.
Well said.
I didn't see that from Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, proud of him
saying that. He usually doesn't say much.
I think he was annoyed by it because it was a cheap shot.
Yeah, that's just one of those things that's just a no-no. You just don't do it. Kind of like spitting.
Yeah.
Have we had 2 spitting incidents? There was the Jalen...
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey?
No. Jalen Carter and then
Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, right.
And that was Dak Prescott, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
So... Yeah, those are just 2 things you just don't do. That's something that, your dad tells you. Somebody spits in your face, you punch him.
Yep.
And
that's automatic.
Yeah.
All right, what state of mind is El Hombre in after the Eagles lost to, of all teams, the Cowboys? It can't be good. We'll check in on him, check in with him. All of it coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The Seahawks got it done on the road.
Gonna let it fly. Got a man, JSN, makes the catch.
Bouncing back.
For a touchdown, Seahawks.
We always just put the mission over anything else, no matter what it is, man. We try to get that W.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, holy catfish.
Happy for JSN. He's doing an incredible job. Brings it every day.
But every opportunity he has to make a play, he's doing that.
It's just hard to guard him, bro. He's just so efficient at what he doing.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Seahawks.
The holidays aren't just about giving gifts. They're about giving memories.
I'm Diamond Dave, and nothing creates a memory like the sparkle of a diamond.
The Cantor family has helped families find the kind of gift that takes her breath away.
And the truth is, this isn't just about one holiday. It's about every holiday, every anniversary, every moment she looks at that diamond and remembers how she felt the first time.
That's why now is the time to do it. Whether it's a custom piece designed just for her or something perfect and ready today, you'll find it here.
Don't wait until the last minute. Come in, call, or DM us at Cantor Diamond. Let's make this season unforgettable.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Call Diamond Dave at 253-272-7007. That's 253-272-7007. That's 253-272-7007. Or follow them on Instagram at Cantor Diamond. That's at Kantor Diamond.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless network's got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call. And with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year. Over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part? smart. You can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food. Just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
The following is a paid advertisement for the Wellness Company.
Hey there, it's Michelle Smallman from Unsportsmanlike. I'm thrilled to be joined by Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company. And Dr. Drew, you have something very exciting to talk about today, the medical emergency kit. Tell us a little bit about this.
It is exciting. Look, I have been fighting to try to protect the patient-physician relationship my entire career, and we have lost. I finally decided I need to be involved with people that put the power back in the patient directly. These emergency kits give you everything you need so you don't have to spend $1,200 going to the emergency room. And we have a significant medical team, the medical board at TWC, and we just sat down and put together what we would want for our family, for our patients.
Oh my gosh, so anything that anyone could need is in this
and there's a
kit.
guidebook here to tell you exactly how to use it, and again, telehealth backup.
It's remarkable. It's innovative. Everyone needs to get one. UrgentCareKit.com/sports, promo code sports to get $50 off your kit. That's UrgentCareKit.com/sports, promo code sports.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Boston Red Sox picking up some help for their rotation. They acquired veteran right-hander Sonny Gray in a trade with the St. Louis Cardinals today. In return, St. Louis receives left-handed prospect Brandon Clark, right-hander Richard Fitz. Boston also receives $20 million to help cover Gray's salary, according to Jeff Passan. Gray waived his no-trade clause to leave the Cardinals. The three-time All-Star went 14-8 with a 4.28 ERA last season while not missing a start for the Cardinals.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
Yeah, you know what you can get me, Pee-wee? What? El Hombre. That was a catastrophe. I know. That's a new low. Roz is better. El Hombre. The natural meets Rudy meets... I don't even know how to describe it. El Hombre.
It's time, everybody. He joins us every Tuesday at 5 o'clock right here is where you find him on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. He is the one, the only El Hombre. Michael Bradley with us. How are you, man?
Hi.
You seem to be doing okay. There was some concern as to your state of mind after the Eagles dropped a tough one to the Cowboys.
It's rivalry week. There's a long time left in the NFL season. I'm focused on those horrible people from Columbus right now.
Oh, okay. So
and more important than that, the Turkey Bowl.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up here.
Schwantego's on the line for some poor soul out there.
The pink toilet seat, right?
Precisely.
Okay.
When does that? Is that on Thanksgiving Day?
Oh yeah. We'll have breakfast at 8:45 Eastern, Then we'll play the game, and then we'll have lunch right after.
Liquid diet, yeah.
Precisely.
Has attendance dropped off over the years? Are guys just getting a little maybe too fragile to compete, or
People are dying.
Yeah, too many people dying.
We experienced a renaissance last year. I think we had like 14 guys, 16 guys. That's a pretty good turnout. 4 of us are over 60. We got a smattering of guys in their 50s. We don't let too many young guys show up. One guy brings 2 kids, and we make them guard each other. They have to be on different teams because we can't have 2 of them running around and having us try to catch them. One year, somebody brought like a 12-year-old, and he was darting all over the place. And one of the big guys who's over 60 just leveled him. He's like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
He took him out?
He took him out.
Hey, all's fair, man.
Oh,
exactly. If you're going to step between those lines with some of these knuckleheads.
What's the worst injury that we've seen in the Turkey Bowl?
Well, I mean, I fractured my fibula last year. The worst thing that ever happened was the guy was – we used to play we were dumb. We played on a football field, and the end zone was part of the field. So the back line of the end zone, which meant the goalpost was right there. And a guy ran a crossing pattern and ran right into the goalpost head first.
Oh.
It was like when they rang the Liberty Bell, and his head cracked just like the Liberty Bell.
Oh.
He had a softball over his eye for about a month.
Oh man!
Poor Jim O'Neill. We haven't seen him in a long time, but my goodness, that was quite the shot.
Any teeth lost, dislodged? Just a big giant goose egg?
He hit it right on the top of the eye, and it was ugly.
Can you believe they used to have the goalposts on the
in the front of the end zone, right?
Yeah, on the front of the end zone, right on the goal line.
That's crazy.
It is.
I mean, when Tom Dempsey kicked the 63-yarder, he was on his own 37. He didn't have to worry about 10 yards in the end zone. He was right on the goal line.
Yeah. And he did that with half a foot.
Yep.
Exactly. And back then, people were upset. They were like, "It's not fair. He's got half a foot. It's like a club. Blah blah blah." I'm like, I think Tom Dempsey would trade having half a foot and being a kicker for having a whole foot.
Was that considered an advantage?
Yeah, because back then everybody kicked straight on except for the Gogolak brothers, Charlie and Pete in Buffalo and New York. And he would, a lot of guys kicked straight on, and they had shoes that had square toes on them to give them more surface area on the football. And so Dempsey had, a shoe that was entirely flat in the front, which gave him in some people's minds an advantage.
Wow, I never thought that would be considered an unfair advantage. This guy's got half a foot. That's not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
I used to kick off at Worcester High School, and they would tie like a little shoelace on the front of my toe, and then I guess it was on the back of the foot or somewhere.
Yeah, they put it around the ankle. They put it around the ankle, and sometimes they actually had an apparatus that had a leather piece that went around. You could lace it through that, and it went around the back of the ankle. It didn't hurt as much, and it would push the front of the toe up to give you more of a chance at kicking the ball straight on.
Yeah. Hey, I know you're a Michigan guy and everything, but how about this Ohio State kid, JSN? Jackson Smith-Njigba. I don't know if you've seen him. It's kind of interesting watching him, Michael, because he's, he doesn't look overly huge. He doesn't look overly fast, but he just gets it done. Have you got a chance to look at this kid?
Who are we talking about? I didn't hear who you said.
I'm sorry. JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Oh, he's unbelievable. Look, once they leave the horrible place, I can be a lot more objective about that. But no, he is having an amazing year. And as you said, he's not somebody that they said is a can't miss. I mean, Marvin Harrison came out the year before, and everybody thought, oh, he's going to be a superstar. And he's had a good career, but had a good couple of years. But Jackson Smith-Njigba has been unbelievable, and he catches everything near him. He's great after the catch. How many receptions does he have? Like 80 or something? I mean, it's ridiculous.
He's got 1,300 yards. I'll have to look at his receptions. Wow. Yeah. Leads the league right now. It's pretty amazing to watch him work. And Ohio State, they seem to produce receivers. They just can't produce quarterbacks, which is weird.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. You would imagine with all of the receivers they have that quarterbacks would say, we want to go there. Now, I mean, in their defense, the kid that they had before Will Howard, who ended up at Syracuse, I can't remember his name. He came out of New Jersey, was a 5-star. Okay, the kid who's playing this year is a 5-star and is probably going to be in New York City for the Heisman finalist as a redshirt freshman because he's having an amazing year. And if they happen to beat Michigan on Saturday, which they're favored by 10, and one would imagine with what they've done so far this year, especially on defense, they will. He's gonna be somebody that will get a lot of attention for the Heisman. Forget about finalists, winning the darn trophy.
Why do you think they have such a hard time making that jump from college to pro? I mean, Ohio State, whether you love them or hate them, are getting some of the best prospects there are out there coming to that school. And as we just talked about, receivers are catching a ton of balls, yards piling up. Somebody's throwing them those balls, but they just don't seem to. It doesn't translate to the NFL.
Well, when Pope Urban VI was there, his offense was not a real pro-style offense. So that was part of the reason he wanted a guy who could move around a lot more and wasn't somebody who was a classic drop-back passer. And even though it has become a lot more in vogue to move around as a quarterback in the NFL now, you still have to be able to read the defenses and get through your progressions and make good decisions. And, that offense didn't do it. Ryan Day, the Just for Men guy, his offense is sort of similar to that. I mean, look at how black his beard is, okay? Seriously. Yeah. There's no question. It's either Just for Men or it's a Sharpie. Come on. So I don't know why it is. It's not that they don't recruit good players. I mean, they get 5 stars, but for some reason they just can't translate into the NFL. I mean, there's nobody right now who is – I mean, I don't think you can – who's the greatest Ohio State quarterback in the NFL?
I think it was Mike Tomczak.
Mike Tomczak. I was going to say Mike Tomczak.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had guys that at the college level were studs. If you go back to Joe Germain and Stanley Jackson and you fast forward to who was the guy we had here? What was his nickname? Like 12 Gauge or something was his nickname. Remember? Blanking. Somebody will text it in. He was with the Hawks there for a hot minute.
Wasn't it Misfire? Wasn't 12 Gauge? It was Misfire.
It doesn't. Now you got Justin Fields who's trying to find his way in this league. It just doesn't. It's odd for a school that big that gets that much talent. It just doesn't translate at that position. Now
Haskins may have. He seemed somewhat promising. His life, of course, ended so tragically. But
right.
Yeah, you're right. They just don't. I mean, part of it's size. I mean, they've had some guys who are not that big at quarterback. I mean, if you're 6'2", it's hard in the NFL to get looked at and succeed. You got to be 6'4" or bigger.
How surprised, I don't know, happy maybe were you to see Maximum Leader given his walking papers and a big bag of money to go with him?
Yeah, I'm not happy he got the $6 million, but it's always nice when he gets the gate. And he left the horrible place to go to be the Raiders coordinator. So it was great to see him, leave a place where he was in pretty good shape and then go and get canned. So, he'll get another job. But, you got to remember, let's go back in history, back to when he was at Oregon. He had a lot of stuff going for him. Number one, he had the Phil Knight money when a lot of other people didn't have that kind of money. They were the first team that was doing all those crazy uniforms, right? Nobody else had different kinds of uniforms. Everybody's playing it pretty straight. And they had the facility, right? Back when kids cared only about the locker room and, how much, nap rooms and all that stuff, Oregon was at the top. So they had all the cool stuff. Well, now everybody's got all that stuff. And it's coming down to who can spend the money. And I think Dan Lanning's doing a whale of a job up there. I'm not a big fan of them because they're in the Big Ten. But, they play hard. They're pretty good on defense. This isn't just a team that is, going out and trying to outscore you. And it'll be interesting to see if he stays. If Lane Kiffin decides he wants to stay in Oxford, Mississippi, there's going to be a couple of pretty interesting SEC jobs available at Florida and LSU. Lanning's got SEC roots, so it'll be interesting to see if he decides to stick around or if he goes back down south.
By the way, Cardale Jones was the 12 gauge.
Carjack Jones, yeah.
Yeah, Cardale Jones. They had
to meet a guy. He goes, I came here to play. I came here to play football. I didn't come here to play school.
I think that was his famous quote. I remember the quote. I don't remember if that was him, but Terrell Pryor was another guy that was very good at that level and just doesn't happen, man.
I got in trouble for saying that at Stanford. Saying I came here to play football, damn it.
I came here to play school.
Michael, the NFL, we got people spitting on each other and punching each other in the balls. What's going on there?
Unbelievable. I'm telling you that. I don't know what is in you to do that, right? Those are two things that you pretty much are instructed from day one.
Yeah.
Right? Not to do. And the only time you're allowed to hit someone in the groin is if you're outnumbered, right? You're outnumbered, anything goes. You can scratch, kick, whatever. It's like the Seinfeld thing when they asked Elaine who would win a fight between George and Jerry, and she says, "Oh, George." And Jerry's like, "You got to be kidding me." He says, "Oh, he would cheat." And Jerry looks at George and goes, "Oh yeah, fighting, clawing, groin stuff."
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. And if I'm the Invisible Man, I'm going to step up finally in front of the camera and say, we're going to really hammer these guys. It's such a bad look for the league to have that kind of cheap stuff going on.
Yeah, there's just, you can never justify it. It's gross. Hey, where are you at with your guy, J.J. McCarthy? We're not sure if he's going to play. The Seahawks play the Vikings this weekend. He's in concussion protocol, so not sure if he's going to play or Max Brosmer is going to get the start. But J.J.'s been pretty awful. 54% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, 10 picks this year. It's not a good look for the Vikings or him. I know it's technically not his rookie year, but it's his rookie year in terms of playing, so I'm not ready to throw the towel in on him yet. But are you surprised based on what you watched at Michigan versus what he is now?
First of all, there are rumors that one of his teammates hit him in the head to try to give him a concussion so he wouldn't be able to play this week. But I'm not surprised because, the jump from college, no matter where you went to school, to the pros is very difficult to make, right? So you're in a position, McCarthy, who, he didn't throw the ball a lot at Michigan. And while he was under center a lot, but he was also handing the ball off often. And you don't know how sophisticated the route trees that they were running there were. We don't know how much he was really being asked to read defenses, or was it kind of like, all right, go to your first read and that's that. So I'm not surprised because so many quarterbacks have struggled. The thing that I thought would carry him is great leadership skills, great ability to have poise in the pocket and in situations, which we saw a lot of in Michigan. But boy, he's really, really struggling. And you can say he's a rookie, but he's making some mistakes that make it seem like he may never get this.
Who's the goofiest owner? Speaking of, maximum leader. Because I thought, that's not really a Pete Carroll thing, but I thought it would maybe be Mark Davis that, kind of forced his hand there, firing Chip Kelly. But yeah, it just brings about that question. Who's the goofiest owner?
It could be the knucklehead with the Jets, who at one point wasn't he consulting with his grandkids on their fantasy picks?
Yes.
Who he should be getting a free agency?
Yes, that's right.
I mean, come on, man. So, that's pretty strange. But look, false faces, to me, he's in first place in all of categories, right? So, and boy, was it delicious at 21-0 when they showed him sitting up there in his fiefdom, surrounded by lackeys and people sitting around him, hello, Mr. Jones. And but then he got the last laugh, which you never want to see, A, because it means the Cowboys want to be at any point his face get cracked if he laughs too much. So I was not happy to see that.
Yeah. So it's a competition between him and Woody Johnson, huh?
Yeah. Arthur Blank has some goof in him because he's always down on the field when it looks like the Falcons are going to win, to make it seem like, hey, look at me, I scored 2 touchdowns. I get a lot of credit for the win.
What's his name with the Panthers? Is it David Tepper?
Oh, Tepper's a clown.
Well, he's just a jerk.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about, you got to love the NFL and its propaganda partners. As soon as they find the owner, they're going to put him on TV. It's like we want to keep our contract with the NFL, so we're going to kiss ass with the owners. Yeah. So there's Arthur Blank standing on the field. Oh, look at that! And there's Bob Kraft up there in the corner of the Patriots. So they love to show those owners.
Yeah. Hey, what I was asking our producer Mike Lefko if he watched anything in this Browns Raiders game. I'd seen some highlights, but it didn't see much of it. And then I looked at the box score, and the box score didn't really match the rave reviews I was seeing about Shedeur Sanders. So I fully admit, didn't see the whole game. Maybe some of the 11 passes he completed were electric, but he He was 11 of 20. He was just barely over 50% for 209 yards, 1 touchdown, which I did see, which was a little swing pass about 3 yards to his guy out of the backfield, and he goes 60. And then an interception. And everybody was raving like he showed the world, he showed everybody. And I was like, this doesn't add up to me. But did you see much of it, and what did you think of the response?
I was following on Red Zone. I was sitting there with my wife, and I had the Red Zone on the bottom set and the Eagles on the top set. And she goes, "What's going on down there?" I said, "Oh, that's the crack bowl. That's 2 and 8 teams playing." He had one play where he did his same thing he did at Colorado, ran around and then got clear and found a guy downfield who was open and hit him nicely. The interception he threw was bad. He threw it into at least double, if not triple coverage. He had, as you said, the 3-yard pass for the touchdown. Just remember, Joe Montana made a career about throwing low crossing patterns to Jerry Rice, who then ran 70 yards for a touchdown. So, a touchdown pass is a touchdown pass. They won the game. He was not horrific. He did not implode. Now, and I don't know what the rest of their season looks like in terms of opposition. I mean, there's nobody out. I mean, the Ravens are on a roll. Pittsburgh isn't as bad as you think because Rodgers didn't play. Let's see what happens when he plays a better team. But I think what everybody was – first of all, they love the narrative, okay? This is what the NFL's about, right? I didn't get to see any of the knuckleheads that show up with Stephen A. Smith, the costume party with Ryan Clark looking like he's wearing epaulets and Cam Newton dressed as I don't know what, sitting around saying that everybody has been horrible to him because they're not giving him a chance. All right, you got your chance. Let's see what you do. The one thing he seems like is he stopped being a horse's ass, right? That's the big thing is that he's stopped that, and that has maybe allowed him to become a quarterback now rather than just some young kid who thinks he's really great.
Hey, Michael, I used to love watching Michael Vick play. I like Lamar Jackson. He's really fun to watch. Who's your favorite player to watch in the NFL right now?
Well, that's a tough question.
The reason why I bring it up is because we got the semifinalists for the Hall of Fame, guys like Drew Brees and Frank Gore, who's tough as nails. Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning,
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's 5. I think that's 5 for 5 right there.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't think Eli should go, but I definitely think he should. He won 2 Super Bowls. He threw for a ton of yards. It's funny. I don't have a real favorite player right now that I love to watch because I just the Eagles to me are Saquon Barkley was a lot of fun to watch last year, and I was a big A.J. Brown fan until he became a knucklehead. I love watching Jalen Carter play. I can tell you that he's a wrecking crew. So right now, I'm just watching the games, and I'm looking for fun games that come down to the end. 2 weeks ago, there were 5. 2 Sundays ago, there were 5 games that came down to last-second field goals. That's what I want to see. I want to see that happen.
Hey, how much is your love or passion for college sports, be it football or basketball, changed with NIL, with the transfer portal, with so many more moving pieces? Guys switching teams, coaches leaving at a higher rate than seems ever before. Has it changed your interest level?
Not at all. I mean, before I was talking to you guys, I had on the Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan football game. All right, so I mean, that's I'll watch college football at any time, no matter who's on. And this weekend is a very sad weekend because it's the last full weekend of play. You think back and go back to the last Saturday in August, Labor Day weekend, when it all started, and it's so exciting and so many games, and you just keep looking forward to games. And now you realize that, yes, there'll be championship games next week, and then the playoffs and the bowls start, and that'll be fun. But we're headed to winter, and then we're headed to 8 months of no football, and that's just sad. So yeah, I watch a lot of it, and now I've got 2 basketball games on. I just saw Tennessee beat Houston. I'm watching Princeton Temple, and the large team comes on against Auburn in about 10 minutes. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, Michael, quick question. Are players, are like these NIL guys and guys that are first rounders, are they going to class anymore?
Well,
are they even going to school?
It really depends where it is, right?
Yeah.
If you're in at Villanova, yeah, they're going to school. I have a Villanova player on my team who's a starter, and he's in every class. So at some places, no. And I think what's going to happen is eventually we're going to have these guys basically as taking professional development classes, building your brand, personal finance, public speaking, things that can allow them to be better professionals and money management rather than getting a degree program.
Interesting. Yeah, just how to manage their life, right?
Yes,
as a professional. Yeah, that's interesting.
He is.
I made a joke. I made a joke in class the other day. I said, talking about managing your portfolio, and I said, I don't think anybody in this class has a portfolio. And then I looked over at the basketball player and winked at him, and he smiled. So this guy's probably getting 6 figures.
He's like, "Oh, I've got a portfolio. All right,
sitting here, I'm making more than you."
Yeah.
Tech stocks. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
He is El Hombre, Michael Bradley, with us every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. You find him here. You find him on Twitter at Daily Hombre, at Daily Hombre on Twitter is where you find him. Michael, we appreciate it as always. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and we'll talk again next week.
Happy Thanksgiving, suckers.
There you go. He was eager to hang up, so he hung up twice.
Yeah.
There you go. If you missed any part of Michael's appearance here, you can find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, what can we actually expect if Quandre Diggs does, in fact, return to the Seahawks? We'll get into that and some potential injury concerns coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Hey, it's Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and this year Seattle Sports is hosting Mariners Thanksgiving.
How about that?
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners all day tomorrow.
And they got it! Wow!
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salk, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring President of Baseball Jerry DiPoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins Wyman and Bob. It's Mariners Thanksgiving with the 2025 AL West champion Mariners and Seattle Sports.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
It's hard to believe the holidays are almost here. And do you or someone on your wish list want the gift of fitness? Well, Brock Heward here, and the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event is on right now. I've told you all for years, there is nothing better than a home gym, and to give it as a gift and to friends, even better. And right now, you could save up to $1,000 on Inspire gyms, Inspire treadmills, and True treadmills, plus get free delivery and assembly on Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. You can also save, how about this, up to 50% on last year's display models. With Olympic weight bars starting at $50 and home gym attachments and accessories, well, they're up to 50% off starting at just $10. So it's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or simply go to topfitness.com. Take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of yourself with the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event on right now. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks to Michael Bradley, who joined us in the previous segment. If you guys missed that conversation, you'll be able to find that on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, we touched on this to open the show, in case you missed it. Seahawks dealing with a number of injuries, some you are all aware of, obviously, with Jaron Reed and Julian Love, Ernest Jones, Tyrese Knight. We can go on, and Jalen Sundell, but some new names added to that list: Ty Okada and George Holani. Who was the third one? Chaz
Surratt.
Chaz Surratt, yeah. All of those are injury list possible, according to Mike McDonald. So seems very beat up right now. We'll see who's going to be available for this game. And we were asking the question earlier, even with keeping in mind all the people that are injured, this feels like a game you still expect to win, right? Maybe you don't blow their doors off the way we thought they would, the Titans, but on your home field against a team that's lost 3 in a row, they've lost 5 of 6, and they're not sure who's going to be playing quarterback for them, and it doesn't feel like either is a great option, regardless. Yeah. This is a game you win. This is a kind of a no excuse game.
Yeah, and how would you feel if they had blown out the Titans? I think you would feel even more confident that they would really get after Minnesota. So, I mean, just because the one blip was a game where you pretty much dominated every category against the Rams, other than the giveaways. But, the thing I worry about with the injuries is that, at some point, it's going to catch up with you. And this is something that you can't really help. And so, comparing it to things like penalties or giveaways, the injuries are up there because now all of a sudden you start getting down to your, third string level. But, I think Patrick O'Connell probably would have played that way, the way that he did, whether they were playing the Titans or, the Niners or the Rams even. I mean, he just had a good game. He's a good player. But, I mean, you're starting to run out of those guys. And now all of a sudden if you look at him and let's say EJ doesn't go, what if he gets hurt? And that's the big problem there. So, and I think Chaz Surratt would probably be in line. And I'm just talking about the inside backers because that's where, we worried about whether we had enough depth there in the beginning of the season. Then all of a sudden, Drake Thomas starts playing well. Tyrese Knight's playing well. Everybody, but then a couple of those guys go out with injuries. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still expect them to win, and it has not bitten them yet. But at some point, it's a problem.
Yeah. And some of them, I guess a big part of them addressing it is the word that Quandre Diggs is back in the fold, not officially, but, I mean, he tweeted out something. Bruce Irvin tweeted out something. Our guy Brady Henderson tweeted it out that he's there. Seems like it's just a matter of making it official. I don't know, maybe a physical or I don't know what's going on there. But assuming that goes through, everything, he becomes a member of the team once again. What would be a realistic expectation for him?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect him to come in and be the Quandre of a few years ago when they acquired him and he's running all over the place. He's, I don't know how foreign this defense is to him, how much learning there's going to be for him. Maybe there's not. Maybe he's very familiar with the way Mike McDonald does things. I don't know, but I've got to believe there's a bit of a learning curve, to say the very least. Even if it's not the system itself, it's learning the teammates, the guys that weren't here when he was here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think at a certain point, though, I mean, look, no matter what, you're gonna have a tough time picking up the defense and all of the little nuances and everything. But he is, in his 11th year, so I think it's going to be a little bit easier for him. And he's actually played in some games. He started in 4 games with Tennessee this year, so I mean, I think he'll be ready to go. He had 30 tackles, by the way, and he broke up a pass with his time in Tennessee. So, I mean, I think it's a better chance that he fits in, pretty smoothly than most players. But, some of these other guys like, Patrick O'Connell and Ty Okada, they've guys that have been around the league, Drake Thomas, 2, 3, 4 years, and they haven't really played. They've done a lot of special team stuff, and I think it's probably going to be easier for Quandre.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm kind of excited to see him back, not placing that expectation on him that he's going to be Pro Bowl Quandre Diggs, but hopefully, just that familiarity, him being back in that locker room that he's used to, in a stadium that he's used to, with some of the players he knows, that it's an easy transition and that it's inspiring. It's needed. They need the help because they're getting deep into that roster, and they're coming to the end in certain positions. So and then we got the word that Darion Kendrick has been waived, which,
what a bummer.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because he got off to such a great start, had 2 picks out of the gate. He had one that bounced off his hands, or did that hit him in the face? We talked to him about it.
He had 2 of them that he dropped, actually. There was another one that was catchable.
Yeah.
And
we talked to him about it. He had a great sense of humor. He was a good personality. I don't know what's happened from that point to now.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been out there much, I guess, special teams. But yeah, so they waived him, and we'll see if that's the move to bring in Quandre.
Yeah. Well, and one of those things, I mean, that's DeAndre Bell came in the other day.
Yeah.
When Okada went down. So now that's where, and look, I loved the way Patty O played, and I thought he was a great player in the preseason. Not sure, what was off or what he didn't have that he got released. But, I mean, Kendrick's in that same, I mean, he's kind of the third string guy. Or I'm sorry, not Kendrick, but Quandre. Yeah. So, that'll be something that I think is going to be, it's going to be good to have that kind of, background, and that he has that kind of experience in the NFL. So that'll help a little bit. But, yeah, starting to get a little bit concerning.
Yeah, and we asked this question earlier, and we asked it of Paul Moyer, and you guys both had the same answer, and that was, if you could bring back one injured player for this game, doesn't matter, Jaron Reed, doesn't matter what their status is, you just snap your fingers, they're healthy, and they're good to go this weekend. Which would it be? Who would have the biggest impact on this game?
Yeah, I want to say Jaron Reed just because he's one of my favorite players, because I just like that he's a goon and he hates people and wants to kill them. But yeah, I mean, Julian Love, I mean, since you're down to your third string guy, definitely would be a bigger impact, I think, than if EJ came back. But EJ, I mean, he's fantastic. He just turned 26, by the way. Can't say he's 25.
He seems a seasoned vet.
I know. He is so smart and such a smart player, but so is Julian Love.
Yeah, they both are. I'm going with EJ just because I think he impacts so many different elements of that defense, and they've been going without Julian Love for the majority of the season. He's only played in 3 games.
Yeah.
3 of the 11. So you've kind of, not that you don't need him. I'm not trying to diminish his value at all, but they've just kind of gotten used to him not being there, and they've accounted for it for the most part. Now injuries obviously are taking a toll, but you're down. I don't know where Tyrese Knight is. You're down EJ, and he brings so much to the table. I just think he's such a leader out there.
Yeah, I think Tyrese Knight probably the most likely to come back. Just it was a concussion.
Yeah.
So that part. What's the deal on Okada?
It's an oblique.
A l'oblique.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Did he go on IR?
No, not yet. But they're saying it's possible, all 3.
Yeah. So
What's Helani, a hamstring?
Yeah. If he does or he's out, and you don't have Julian Love, then it's DeAnthony Bell. Great kid. Great story. Loved it. I remember we talked to him. He said he took a year off to help his dad do construction.
Right.
Went back to college. Really great kid. Love it. Same thing with Patio. It's just that, third stringers, and I should keep saying that. Just they're the next guy up. But I mean, that's really where you are. And you just can't really deny that. So, because if you ask Mike McDonald, who do you want out there? Or we want the ones, but we'll take the 2s and 3s if we need to.
Yeah, it's hopefully it starts to turn the other way. The guys start coming back and getting healthier because they're going to need them. These are the games that the schedule's in a good spot for them where they can kind of get away with not having your ones out there. You should still be able to win these games, but once you get to the Colts, once you get to the 49ers and the Rams, it's going to be a tough ask if these guys, if you're still dealing with these mainstays in like Julian Love and Ernest Jones and Jaron Reed. Those guys are crucial to what you want to do defensively. Hey, join us throughout the day tomorrow for our Mariners Thanksgiving special. We're dedicating 1 hour of each show to celebrating the 2025 AL West champions and previewing the 2026 campaign, featuring interviews with Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander, and Dan Wilson, as well as broadcasters and executives. So if you miss anything, you can find the interviews on our YouTube page or via the Seattle Sports app. We learned it's not always good to listen to every piece of advice you get. What we learned, coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The Seahawks got it done on the road.
Gonna let it fly. Got a man, JSN. Makes the catch.
Bouncing back.
For a touchdown. Seahawks.
We always just put the mission over anything else, no matter what it is, man. We try to get that W.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Holy catfish.
Happy for JSN. He's doing an incredible job. Brings it every day.
But every opportunity he has to make a play, he's doing that.
It's just hard to guard him, bro. He's just so efficient at what he do.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Seahawks.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for
2025.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple 1-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call, and with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report 1H 2025, tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long-term. Visit eastsideweightlossklinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, don't wait until the new year to start. Make a big change in your life now and take advantage of their biggest sale of the year, $300 off. I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I lost 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. This is a plan you can definitely do around the holidays and still enjoy those delicious meals.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossklinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossklinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
This is a house of learned doctors. What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
What did we learn today?
No one's a bigger idiot than me.
Stupidity is the easiest way out.
So we learned it's not always good to listen to every piece of advice you get. I will give one piece of advice. People can go to our Twitter account.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot, actually, if they do this.
And check out our... They did a survey, I guess, if you will, with all the on-air hosts of their 3 favorite side dishes and the 3 worst side dishes for Thanksgiving. So you can see who you line up with, who you agree with, who's out of their mind, what have you.
Yeah, there's lots of people out of their minds.
Yes. So, yeah, you can find it. It's on I tweeted it out at Bob Stelton, at Wyman and Bob, or at Seattle Sports on Twitter. Any of those accounts. It's right there.
What are the major points of contention? Pumpkin pie?
Oh, yeah. Bob and Brock, big pumpkin pie haters.
Ugh.
Pumpkin pie haters.
Ugh. Cannot believe that.
Ugh.
You don't want salad filling up your plate.
I love salad.
Wyman went with gravy, number 1.
See,
interesting choice.
I love gravy
like
too, but to me, it's you're not drinking gravy. Well, maybe you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, hold on.
It tends to go with I'll put it on the stuffing. I'll put it on the potatoes. I love gravy, but I don't look at it as its own individual side dish.
The other good thing about gravy is it's really good for you.
Oh, certainly.
You know how I know that? I make the gravy in my house.
Yeah, it's full of healthy ingredients. Yeah, your worst were what? What did you put? You put
3-bean salad.
Which I don't see very often.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing in your house?
No, it was just like when I was growing up as a kid. I remember going to people's houses for Thanksgiving, and I think it's like green bean.
It looks gross. There's a picture.
Lima bean and what are those ones that garbanzo that smell like and look like earwax?
Those are. Oh God!
I don't know what it tastes like.
Thank you for.
Yeah.
So your second worst is stuffing.
Yeah.
You don't like stuffing, huh?
Onions and celery.
Oh,
hate onions and celery. Disgusting. Yeah, I don't like stuffing.
Almost a near consensus. Green beans and green bean casserole in some form are bad, which I agree.
Yeah.
And then you've got the canned cranberry with all the ridges from the can on it. It looks like it's sliced.
Yeah, you could just you open both ends and just plop it out on the plate.
Yeah, those are your 3 worst.
Disgusting.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, Wyman's the only one that has a gravy boat as his number 1 side dish.
I'm also
the only one at the table slurping out of the boat.
Yeah, just drink it. The other one, I think I'm the only one with corn. Is one of my.
I like corn too. It wasn't my top 3, but I love corn.
I'll get like the mashed potatoes. I'll put corn in, and then inside build it like a volcano,
and then fill it with gravy.
And then then I put that on top. But yeah, and then you put maybe a little bit of butter in there and some turkey, and then you seal the volcano with more mashed potatoes, and then
sounds like
pour the gravy.
John Madden describing a turducken.
Yeah, there's a lot of technique involved here. Yeah. But yeah, check it out if you're on social media. You can find it. It's probably on Instagram too. I haven't checked, but I assume it's there.
We'll get to the leftover thing. My favorite leftover thing is getting bread, and then I put mustard, like yellow mustard, and butter on it, and then I put turkey and gravy over the top. And there's something about the mustard.
Butter and mustard.
With a fork. Yeah.
And gravy.
And gravy.
Butter, mustard, gravy.
I'm telling you, it's really good.
Huh. Okay.
That is a good food coma, I imagine.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll learn some things today. Well, first of all, Wyman a couple weeks ago offered some advice.
Keep punching those balls out.
That's, good advice. But one player we learned took that literally. Panthers safety Trayvon Merrick today has been suspended 1 game for punching 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings. We'll call it below the belt.
Yeah, he hit him in the junk last night, and he deserves to be suspended. That was cheap.
I thought for sure Mike was going to play that stupid clip.
Which clip?
Oh, good idea.
Keep punching balls.
Oh, yeah. That's what he was doing.
Followed your advice to the T.
He was quite taken with that quote, so I just thought I assumed it was just going to come out. Opportunity lost.
You cracked yourself up. I don't think we would have noticed. And then you realized after the interview. So now it's just the trademark of the show, maybe? Of you, I guess. So.
Yeah, I went up to Brandon Peely and brought it up to him. He said, he just smiled and laughed. He thought it was funny. So. he was being polite at the time. He didn't try to make a wisecrack or anything.
He wasn't trying to be a 12-year-old?
Yeah, like I was.
Yeah. What else did we learn?
We learned that Wyman kind of put a morbid twist on what was just going to be a fun Thanksgiving Day tradition.
More important than that, the Turkey Bowl.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up here.
Schwantego's on the line for some some poor soul out there.
The pink toilet seat, right?
Precisely.
Okay.
When does that? Is that on Thanksgiving Day?
Oh yeah. We'll have breakfast breakfast at 8:45 Eastern. Then we'll play the game, and then we'll have lunch right after.
Liquid diet, yeah.
Precisely.
Has attendance dropped off over the years? Are guys just getting a little maybe too fragile to compete, or
People are dying?
Well, it sounds like they tried to kill a 12-year-old out there that was running all over the place. He got taken out.
I always think of Anchorman. Or remember Brick? Like, you have your golf tournament every year? No, too many people died last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably true for him, his group.
It's probably a more likely event.
Sad but true.
Yeah. Or 12-year-olds getting freight trained by adults out there.
Yeah.
What else did we learn?
It's a bit morbid.
Well, we're going to catch up with Paul Moyer coming up, but we did learn one thing from him, that Paul thinks he's pretty good at putt-putt.
They're young. They're all under 40 years old. They just couldn't figure it out. So I dominated them. Matter of fact, all of their scores combined still wasn't as good as mine.
Who are we talking about? Who was involved in this?
Brian Walters was in it. Michael Bumpus was in it. NASA Chobe. I don't think Big Ray putted on that, but I've seen him putt, so that wouldn't have helped. There's a number 3 in the middle. If you get into the middle square, you get a three points. You get 2 just on the little outside of that, and 1 if you can get into the big square, and you get a 0 if you're not within the squares at all. And I got 3 putts. I got 8 points, 2 threes and a 2. They scored 7. I mean, what is that?
He's a bad winner. He's taking shots at Ray, who wasn't even part of the competition.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Where do they have? Is this thing already set up? You see,
I guess it's upstairs. I haven't seen it.
It's upstairs. So
he said second floor, right?
Yeah.
I think they taped it down themselves.
That was a lot of work. Like, there was a lot of that, painter's tape.
You needed to ask Paul the real question. So you weren't paying attention to the game?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I think I saw a screen in the background, and maybe it was during halftime or during the commercials or something like that. I know those guys always pay attention to the game. So, but yeah, they might. Although Moyer, he's so competitive, maybe he did look away from the TV a few times, trying to line his putt up.
He's probably up there practicing. They were in there watching the TV.
I think
taking
Moyer's
notes.
still here, actually.
Is he
putting?
He's up there working on his game.
Yeah.
He's just chuckling at their futility. All of them together. They scored 7. I had 8. Ray catching strays. It's just goodness.
It is a pretty good video.
Take it very seriously.
So that video is up on our Seattle Sports Instagram page.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. That's how I discovered it. I showed Wyman, and then we got Paul bragging, unfortunately. But yeah, congrats to Moyer.
All right. Did we learn anything else?
No, that's it. That's all we learned today.
Well, speaking of said putting champion, putting skills aside, there's plenty to learn from Paul Moyer. About this Seahawks team, you're going to hear that conversation coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Hey, it's Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and this year Seattle Sports is hosting Mariners Thanksgiving.
How about that?
1 hour of every show is dedicated to the Mariners all day tomorrow.
And they got it! Wow!
9 to 10 a.m. with Brock and Salk, featuring Mariners GM Justin Hollander. 11 to noon with Bump and Stacy, featuring President of Baseball Jerry DiPoto. And 4 to 5, Mariners manager Dan Wilson joins Wyman and Bob. It's Mariners Thanksgiving with the 2025 AL West champion Mariners and Seattle Sports.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
you've been waiting to try learning a new language with Babbel, now is the time. Black Friday has come early this year. Babbel's biggest sale is happening now. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription at our best price of the year, which means a small investment for all your big adventures. Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember. Plus, Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And with a lifetime access to all of Babbel's languages, lessons, podcasts, and cultural insights, just imagine what you can do, or rather, where you could go. So if you've been putting off booking that pastry pilgrimage to France for fear of mispronouncing croissant, take advantage of Babbel's biggest sale of the season. Where will Babbel take you? Find out at Babbel.com. But hurry, this offer ends November 30th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less for a limited time at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
2026 Mariners season ticket memberships are on sale now. Catch Cal, Julio, and the crew at T-Mobile Park with year-round savings, no ticket fees, and more. You've got 2 great options. Reserved memberships let you lock in the best locations in the ballpark, whether you want to catch 20 games or the whole season. Or go with a flex membership and choose your seats, games, and number of tickets as you go.
There it goes! Storybook season by Cal.
Come on board today at mariners.com/26.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you.